What's up, guys? Thomas Mott here alongside Josh Davis for the final Eagles preseason game of the 2023 NFL preseason. It's going to be on Prime Video tonight. We're going to have the live stream for you, and this is going to be a very exciting evening for a bevy of reasons. Not only are the Eagles playing the Colts, there's the Jonathan Taylor trade rumors. There's more stuff on that just popped up. We're giving away 2 tickets to an Eagle regular season game this year, Josh, and we technically still don't know if the starters are playing tonight or not. I assume they're not, but again, we have no idea. What's up, man? It's good to see you. Good to be back with you.
I was going to say, yeah, it is good to see you. Great for you to be back in the great US of A. And also congrats. I know we kind of texted and communicated beforehand, but for those that don't know, you're engaged. That's huge news. That's probably the biggest news of all. So congrats to you. That's awesome. But no, I can't wait. We've been talking about, this whole ticket giveaway. Going to give away 2 regular season tickets. That will be tonight. So probably third quarter-ish. We'll figure out exact timing. But man, I can't wait. And there's so many storylines too, like you mentioned there. It seems like from just looking through a little bit of Twitter, it seems like the starters aren't going to go, or at least the vast majority. Right. But, until we know, I guess, officially. But still, even with that, like there's lots of question marks, And I guess right off the top, the number one for me is Marcus Mariota has not had a great preseason. And, we talk about Tanner McKee. He's played well. If he has another great game and Mariota, kind of lays an egg, or I don't know how much he'll even play here, but, it's still just a question you put out there. I don't think that he could play himself into the QB2 spot in Tanner McKee. But, at some point you might start questioning like, gosh, this is a concern. Do we go with Tanner McKee? So that and so many other storylines, but I can't wait.
Yeah, you mentioned starters playing tonight. You think about what happened in the last preseason game. A couple of starters technically did play. If Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter go, those are 2 technical starters. If, Sidney Brown plays a little bit, is he going to be a starter going into week 1? There are a lot of storylines to go ahead and watch. I'll be very interested to see what they do at linebacker tonight, right? You saw Nakobe Dean this past preseason game against the Cleveland Browns, had that strip play, got the fumble recovery against the Cleveland Browns inside the red zone. If he goes, will he be alongside Zach Cunningham? Cunningham, the linebacker, seemingly won alongside Nakobe Dean based on what we heard from joint practices against the Indianapolis Colts. And what did the Colts do after what was a very physical past couple of days of open practices, to the point that multiple fights broke out? It talks about, Jason Kelce, if he were to play, would the Colts take a cheap shot at him? Kelce will not play tonight, so no need to worry about that. How long will the Colts players actually start in terms of the Anthony Richardsons of the world? A lot of very fun storylines tonight, as you just mentioned. We might welcome everybody going ahead and getting ready and joining us tonight. Let's go ahead and quickly get to a super chat, because this is a huge thing tonight, Josh. Let's just say it. You and I have done giveaways before. We've given away 2, 3 Eagle jerseys, 4 Eagle jerseys. I think we did 5 even.
I think 5
during live shows. 5 jerseys, but tonight is the coup de grace. Tonight is actual Eagles tickets. And so any super chat that you put in the chat tonight, the equivalent amount of dollar amount goes towards entries, and during the third quarter, maybe early fourth quarter, we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel as we do, and someone's going to get 2 tickets to an Eagles regular season game this year of their choice. Literally of their choice. We're going to buy you the tickets, send them your way, and you're going to be good to go. So Lil Baku is going to go ahead and get 2 entries, start the night off into our ticket giveaway, as you see up on your screen right there. These are the rules. It's very simple. Drop a super chat between now and the preseason. Well, it's now until the preseason, obviously, where we're at. And then subscribe to both channels. We're going to check and make sure you are subbed to both. You should be subbed to both if you're watching this show right now. It's pretty darn simple. And we're going to go ahead and give away tickets tonight, which is going to be a bunch of fun. So, Lil Baku, we got you two entries in, and you're locked up and ready to go. Okay, couple of quick thoughts here before we go ahead and continue. Jonathan Taylor, Josh. Let's just mention the Jonathan Taylor news that really broke a couple of minutes ago. And I'm not even sure if you were the one were able to see this, but this is something that popped up. I believe it was Philly the Talk podcast, who does seemingly have some connections into the Eagles world in terms of the Eagles insider. I don't know exactly what you want to say about that, but Jonathan Taylor, according to a report from Philly the Talk podcast, has been in contact with Philadelphia. They are trying to work out a deal. Money obviously is the issue, and Philadelphia has submitted at least an offer including a second-round draft pick. That's what I have read. That's what I have seen. And if that's the case, if they're willing to offer a second-round draft pick, they are extremely active in the Jonathan Taylor sweepstakes, which, according to other reports, include the Dolphins, the Bears, and the Rams. What say you about a second-round draft pick for Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's tough really, because it is a lot. But then you look at the talent, and you just question, like, yeah, for like one run, but at the same time, there's that balance of like, how much do you give away? Is it the long-term planning that you're looking at as well? Because, I mean, with all intents and purposes, it would be a 1-year deal, and then you're probably not going to sign him because we know how he views the running back position as. So
Right.
I don't know. To me, it's probably not worth it. I'm a little bit, I guess I would be surprised if and when we find out what the official trade was and if it was a second round pick from Howie, because again, you already made a trade in DeAndre Swift. And I'm not saying he's at JT's level. I think all of us know that. Like, JT is JT for a reason,
Right.
but it's like you've got this stable of running backs in what you have right now. And there's a lot of good chemistry there. Not to say that you can't add another player, but I don't know. It's not like I'm against JT, but in terms of how much you got to give up, I just don't think that we're in that market. Now, Howie could shock everybody. He could shock me, and he's done this in the
Good.
past. So maybe it's somewhat possible, but I think it's very, very likely that it won't happen. But again, as Howie is the best GM in football, any potential free agent, and the reason that a lot of times it's like, oh, hey, so-and-so to the Eagles, is because Howie's doing his due diligence. So I don't think it's a lack of him calling or just perusing around to say, okay, how much do they want?
Right.
But I don't know. For me, second round, I mean, definitely not first round. Let's just say that. I mean, I know there were some reports that the Colts want a first round pick. That's absolutely not going to happen. But even for second round, I don't know. I still don't know if I'm coming around on that, because there's so much other draft capital and we've seen what we've been able to do. So with the roster we have, probably leaning towards no. I don't know. I guess the question is, like, how much would you be willing to give up, right? Like if they're going to say, hey, Thomas, here's the trade. What are you going to offer us? I mean, what's the most, if you're Howie there, that you're going to give up for JT?
I think the most that I would go ahead and give up, I said on my show today, is a third-round draft pick. Now, you mentioned something that is very important for people to understand, and I have seen mixed reviews on this, but it's worth saying. Jonathan Taylor is unlike any running back in the National Football League. When healthy, he is the best running back in the National Football League.
Mm-hmm.
We love DeAndre Swift. We love Stephen Rashad Penny, Trey Sermon, whoever makes the roster out of those two, Boston Scott, Kenny Gainwell. We all love him. No one on the Eagles roster is remotely, let me say that again, remotely close to Jonathan Taylor's talent at the running back spot. And I think that DeAndre Swift could have a 1,000-yard rushing season on Philadelphia. If Howie Roseman truly believes that they need Jonathan Taylor to win a Super Bowl, they need him to be able to pound the rock against a good defense, say San Francisco, at a cold Lincoln Financial Field sometime in January or December, he'll go make that move. The problem is going to be the asking price, and not just the asking price. The problem truly is the contract. I would be okay with giving a third-round draft pick up for a 1-year rental of Jonathan Taylor, because you mentioned it. They're not going to give him a $14 million a year contract after this season. It will be a 1-year rental. Would I give up a second or a first? Honestly, probably not, because you don't need him. But if Howie thinks you need him, I trust Howie, and I'd be okay with a third-round draft pick. That's where I'm at on it. I don't think it's going to happen. We say this all the time, that most of the rumors you hear when linked to Philadelphia are not true rumors. They're things that people make up, or that, they would love to see this player play for Philadelphia. But there's something about this one that feels a little bit more legit than any of the other ones, and it's worth at least keeping an eye on. And you have to believe, with Taylor being at the joint practices in Philadelphia just a couple of days ago, there was some sort of conversation there, and if he liked what he saw up close and in person with the best roster in the National Football League, well, maybe we might just have a blockbuster trade happening next couple of days. Final thought on this: the Colts have given Jonathan Taylor and his agent till Tuesday. It's Thursday.
Yeah.
We have a whole weekend of negotiations, and he's going to go to the highest bidder, especially from the Colts' perspective in terms of draft picks. Will it be Philly? That remains to be seen.
I know, it'll be interesting to see. And to your point, yes, it's going to be the highest bidder. It wouldn't surprise me. I know you've mentioned to it and alluded as well as on your video today, but with Miami and the moves that they've been trying to make, that to me seems the most likely, that if he does end up getting traded, that Miami's going to swoop in there and get something done. Which, I mean, I guess on one hand, I'm thinking, all right, at least it's in the AFC, because again, like you said, I mean, Jonathan Taylor is the best running back when he's healthy.
Right. I
don't think there's a question out there, but at least if he's going to go to another team, I'd rather it be an AFC team than some NFC team swooping in and getting in there. So I'd be happy about that at least. Now I will say that most likely, we mentioned the ticket giveaway, which yes, we will be giving that away tonight, probably third quarter time, but the game we might be going to, not officially for sure, but would be the Miami game. We've talked about that. Now, if JT goes to Miami, that game's already phenomenal. But I mean, it just adds to the, okay, wow, you've got all these offensive firepower for the Dolphins, and you add him in the mix there. That'll be a tough game. That'll be a really tough one. But I think it's probably Miami where I'm leaning to at this point.
let's get to some of our ticket giveaway super chats again. Entries go until we spin the wheels. You can give entries all night long. Here's Ordon1, 19 entries into our ticket giveaway. No comment from Ordon. If you want to put a comment up there, we'll do it as well. But anyone who has entered, we obviously have been saving those entries. Josh's been writing them down, so you are entered. But if you want to get more entries, you haven't entered yet, tonight's the night to go ahead and jump in on that. And Ordon, he said, love both of your guys' channels. There it is. We appreciate that, man. We appreciate that. Both channels have been skyrocketing as we are over or almost to 30,000 total subs combined, which is really fun. So we appreciate that. We have Slashing Santa 2023. He says, Countrywide Eagles Tailgate Mafia checking in. Thomas sent me a message on Twitter. Congrats on the engagement. Excited for the Vikings game. I'll read that Twitter message later. I appreciate the super chat, though, and I appreciate the love for the engagement. So right on that. 4 entries from Mike into our ticket giveaway. Looking forward to listening in. Mike, we appreciate that. And, of course, you have a chance now. Can you imagine a $5 entry to win 2 Eagles tickets, both of which are going to cost like $3.50 a pop, man, depending on which game you go to.
Especially depending on the game.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad. It's not a bad bet. Xavier Ragland, 2 entries in here from Xavier. Xavier, we appreciate that. We got you down as well, making sure we got everybody in and ready to go for what's going to be a very, very fun evening as we are less than 17 minutes away from kickoff. If you have not hit that like button, we greatly appreciate it. Over 200 people watching, obviously getting ready for this first preseason game. Let's go for some storylines, Josh, here. Obviously, we talked about Jonathan Taylor. We talked about the fact that there may or may not be some starters playing. I think we would have known by now, based on reports, that starters were going to play. I'm sure they will practice and warm up as if they are going to play, but as we've seen so far, no reports on that. There are some names, though, who are battling for their roster spots, and I think there's no bigger battle happening right now than Rashad Penny versus Trey Sermon. I don't think the Eagles know of those 2 running backs which one they're going to keep, because they're going to keep 4. They have 6 currently on the roster. Kennedy Brooks will be a practice squad or a cut. It's basically obvious. You'll probably see him play a little bit tonight. I think tonight could go a long way in determining if it's Sermon or if it's Penny. Do you have a preference on either one?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you probably know where I feel about Penny, obviously, and the difference between Penny and Sermon. So there's the argument there, yes, but I think that Rashad is, he's just about a lock. I probably would just go ahead and say that. Now, something could happen, sure. Trey Sermon might do something crazy, but even in a game there that he does has a great performance, I don't think that it's likely. Nothing against Trey Sermon. Yeah. It's just that the potential of a Rashad Penny, it's just, I think it outweighs the risk there. And there's a reason that you signed Rashad Penny. You see the potential, and obviously with him kind of reducing weight, I think that he's at 225 now. It was a couple weeks ago he was at 230, and his goal was to get to 225. And in most recent interviews, he had been saying like, "Yep, I'm getting there. I'm explosive. I feel completely different." So, I mean, it's almost like, you know what, you got to go out there and give this guy a shot. And so Reuben Frank had a great interview with him as well, where he had mentioned kind of the difference he's seen, that Rashad Penny's even admitted. He's like, I'm the guy who, been marred by injuries. Like if someone thinks of Rashad Penny, they think of an injury. And he's like, I want to change that narrative. Like this is the time to do it. It's my last chance. So, I mean, not that Trey Sermon's not motivated or anything like that, but a guy whose back's against the wall, I want to see what Rashad Penny does. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if he does play and how many carries he gets, because they've used him very sparingly, I guess, in the first couple preseason games. At this point, I feel like you've seen enough that you don't need to play him, but maybe they do. Maybe they say, hey, let's go out there. Let's play a series or 2. Get Trey Sermon in there, get some work. But I really think that it's Rashad Penny's job to lose. I don't think that there's much of a risk in terms of Trey Sermon kind of overseeding him or taking over on that spot.
Do you care that the starters are probably not going to play tonight? Does it bother you at all? It doesn't upset me. I just wouldn't mind seeing them. I mean, we've talked all the time about injuries and about how, you're one play away from your season getting really messed up. And sure, that's true, but it could happen week 1. I mean, play week 1. Someone could blow up their knee, and then we, hate it and think about it the entire season and what if this and what if that. But for me, I wouldn't mind our starters getting a series. I wouldn't mind having Cam Jurgens play a little bit at the right guard spot next to Lane Johnson and next to Jason Kelce. Now, maybe you don't have to play Kelce, whatever. But one series, watching the offense go up and down the football field, to me feels like something they should do. But it doesn't seem like that they're going to do it tonight.
Yeah. I see your point, but maybe this is just me being extra fearful from the previous game where we had 7 injuries.
Sure.
Again, there's lots of serious injuries from that game too. So hoping the guys recover well, and especially with both of the torn Achilles that Zach McPherson and Sean Bradley had suffered. But that's probably an extra part. But I don't need to see him really. I mean, because it's preseason. I think we all know to a certain point. I understand though, it is good to probably get your cadence, the play call. You're doing it in real live game action versus a practice. Now the joint practices have obviously been intense because we've seen, fight after fight on just about every single day, whether it was with the Browns or the Colts. But I've probably seen enough. Like, let's get them healthy.
Okay.
If they're gonna play, if they're gonna get injured, let's at least have it on a regular season game. So, I'd say I'm out. But I could see people, the reason for the argument to it. But at this point, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, it would be the first time, which again, I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to go, but they're saying the first time in his career. But at this point, like I say, not only with Jalen Hurts, but a lot of the guys, you know what you have, you've seen it in practice. Let's just get healthy as we can to the first regular season game, and then you know what, we'll figure it out. I'm not too worried.
Okay, let's get to a couple more super chats here into our ticket giveaway happening later on tonight during the show. Classy Turtle 648, he drops 2 entries. Doesn't say anything, but he does go ahead and get his 2 entries in. And hey, 2 entries might be enough. I mean, you never know. We've done a lot of giveaways on this channel so far, 5 in total. Sometimes big-time donors have gotten a lot more entries than have won, and sometimes someone with 5 entries, like Mike Halo, won an Eagles Kelly Green jersey with just a $5 entry. So you can drop $2 and have a chance to go ahead and do it. Or you can be like Alex Santana and drop 20 and say, congrats on the engagement, Thomas. Hopefully I see you all in Dallas if I win the tickets. Hey, listen, it sounds like Alex has picked the game he wants to go to. Not a bad one to go ahead and choose. And I appreciate the love on the engagement. Very exciting past 10 days running around Italy, getting ready to propose to my now fiance. Rome V, he says 5 entries. Great content tuning in from SoCal. Go Birds. Rome is in the lucky Pacific time zone. Doesn't stay up super late like I do here in Eastern time land, but 5 entries there. Go Birds. We appreciate that.
I was going to complain about that, but the fact that, you're even an hour
Mine's
later,
a little worse.
I don't have really any room to talk. Plus, how's the jet lag? Are you over that? I mean, it's just one day. But
I woke up at 3 a.m. last night wide awake after, what was it, a 15-hour travel day. Woke up at 7 a.m. and got home at probably 1 a.m. Italy time, so it was busy. It was busy, but I feel fine now. Not a problem. Chris Masco, 5 entries. Congratulations on the engagement. Taking my wife if I win. There you go.
Let's go.
I might take my wife to a game, although I don't know if we'll be married by the time the season's up. Maybe the Super Bowl. You never know. Although Josh and I are going to the Super Bowl if we go, so I can't take the wife there. Sorry,
yes,
honey.
We are.
5 entries, though. 5 entries from Chris. We got you down. How about 279 from Andrew Morrison? How do we do 279 for entries? You want to give him 3 entries or 2 or 2 here? What do you want to do?
Yeah, we'll give him 3. Why
give him 3.
Let's try to keep it, even, fellas. But
it'd be nice to be
even.
Give
you 3.
If you're over 50%, 50 cents, then I guess we got to round up. So we got you for 3 down there. Kylie Johnson gives a $5 entry into the ticket giveaway. Birds fan living in Buffalo. Can't wait to throw them through a table week 12. What are you looking for Sydney Brown tonight? Go Birds. Great question there. Make sure we got Kylie Johnson down. I think Sydney Brown is this close, truly this close to being a starter. This close. And I don't know if tonight's going to make the difference. Maybe it does. You have an interception, you have a big play, a sack, great coverage. Maybe the team finally goes, okay, you're ready. Playing at the link in front of the fans. I just think he's played so well over the past couple of days and had an incredible joint practice against the Indianapolis Colts that he's basically locked that spot up. And if he doesn't start play 1, game 1, he's at least going to be in there for some snaps against the Patriots.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we've talked about it all the way since OTAs, and I was probably optimistically saying like, I think that this guy could start, but just all the tools, all the physical tools were there, but again, you never know. And we've seen this a number of times. You could name tons of different rookies where it's like, hey, they should or could have a chance, but then they don't do it. And so he still isn't there. He's still, I think from the most of the reports, is getting more often the second team reps than the first team. So there's something to be said for that. But yes, he, of all guys, and I said this during the last game watching the Browns, but watching him on the field is like everyone else is in slow motion. It's ridiculous the speed that he plays. And I loved Sydney's comment too from I think the past practice where he said, I trust my instincts. Like the reason I play so fast is there's no thought. Like as soon as I see something there, it's react. And so sometimes, you could be beat by that. And he admitted it, but he's starting to get that play recognition. I know Josh Tolentino, especially on Twitter, he's a great follow. And I love the extra insight that he gives. But Josh was saying like, man, he is like showing next level play recognition, especially I think it was a couple days ago, but on his play recognition. So that's the next step that Desai had even mentioned he wants to see, right? Because he sees all the physical tools, but you got to get that with those mental reps and you got to be able to have that fast reaction. So if he keeps it up, he has a pretty good game here. I don't know how much he play, but I could very easily see it. It wouldn't be a shock. And I'm telling you, with his physicality, he wants to hurt people. I love hearing that. It's like, man, give me that type of safety. We love it.
Let's get some more entries in here. Make sure I got everybody. I believe I need to get Nigel B as he throws 5 entries. Jalen Carter, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Hurts MVP, Super Bowl champs. I know you talked about Jalen Carter on your show a couple of days ago. I talked about on it on mine today. He's serious. He's for real. I mean, truly for real.
Yeah.
And anyone who wanted Bijan Robinson, which we can both raise our hands and say that we at least were interested in Bijan Robinson, we were wrong.
Yep.
Jalen Carter is legit. Now, not to say Bijan's going to be bad, but my goodness, they have a serious Defensive Rookie of the Year contender and future superstar. They have successfully gone out in one draft and replaced Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox with 2 first-round draft picks while still having Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox on their roster. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
It's absolutely phenomenal. But, and yes, we were very much on the Bijan Robinson hype train. But at the same time, we both admitted way back when we weren't going to get Jalen Carter. Like, that was the whole reason of the Bijan. But if Jalen's there, obviously it's like, yeah, you take Jalen Carter. But even so, I think a lot of us, and me included, I've been surprised at how much Jalen Carter is getting praise and showing that he can make an impact. I mean, it's one thing if you have like, okay, there's a camp highlight. We've already seen some stuff, which of course the Vikings are posting Jalen Reagor one-handed grabs. I just want to tell them like, all right, beware, because we know what actually happens. But still, to that point, like sometimes you see someone and you're like, okay, maybe not. But when you have veterans, when you have guys who've seen enough talent for a long time to come out and actually say Jalen Carter is our breakout candidate. I mean, he's been the most frequently mentioned with all the guys on the Eagles is who's going to be the breakout candidate. You don't just go out there and put extra pressure on the rookie unless you're like, we've seen it every single day around this guy. So yeah, there's the hype is crazy for Jalen Carter, and no reason why it's like, all right, we just want to get to the regular season and see this guy play, because he's only played like 4 snaps in the preseason, 5 snaps, and then we're like, yeah, you know what, we've seen it all. We know that the bread man is real. Apparently he's Baby Rhino now. I don't know exactly if I love the Baby Rhino nickname from Slay. But yeah, man, this guy is incredible, and congrats to the jersey winners. I know that they will be October, I think, is the jersey winners
when they're going to come out.
So
yeah,
you'll get him at some point. But yeah, he's awesome.
Flip the bird, 2 entries in here. He said, you guys announced the winner yet? No, third quarter. I put a little ticker at the bottom, like it's Sports Center, scrolling across. Third quarter is when we're announcing. So we give you guys time to enter. A lot of people have not entered in. A lot of people joining for the first time that I'm seeing here. Jose, I think it's Almidarez says it's his second time joining. So no, entries can happen up until we go ahead and spin. That's going to go ahead and start during the third quarter. 2 more there from flipping the bird. Let's make sure we got Dave King here before we get ready for kickoff. Under 5 minutes to go. $5 entry means 5 entries for David King, or Dave King, excuse me, into our ticket giveaway. Make sure you're subbed to both channels. Big thing. Make sure you're subbed to both channels. We will check. Let's see here. Slash and Santa, 5 more entries. Can you explain to me why we're not rocking midnight green at home and are in white jerseys again? Not sure if this gives me another entry or not. It does. I mean, as many times as you want to enter. You can enter, 1,000 more times. You get 1,000 more entries. That's how it works. It is weird they've only worn white during the preseason so far, Josh. Maybe they're just saving them for the home opener in week 2. But yeah, I agree. It's kind of strange. Yeah.
It is definitely strange, and especially by this point, hopefully it is. Hopefully it's the fact that they're just saving, because at this point we've seen white too many times. So
yeah.
So maybe there's extra hype, but yeah, it'd be nice to see some other jersey colors.
Let's go ahead and get here to Javier Vidal. 2 entries. He says, "Fly Eagles fly." There you go. That's all you got to do. Fly Eagles fly.
Go Birds.
Go ahead and get the entries in here. We'll get 2 more, and then we'll get back to the regular schedule programming. Justin Martino, 10 entries. No words. He just wants the 10 entries. That'll do it. Not a bad way to go ahead and get entered. And Louise Harris, she says, "Congrats, Thomas. I have to win." That's right. Louise wants to go to the Tampa Bay game. And so Louise is going to have her chance. She has other entries from previous shows, which all compound together. We're keeping track of all of them. And now she has 3 more getting ready for the game tonight. Now, one more quick thing for people who are just joining us. This thing is at least worth showcasing. The report that came out just a couple of minutes ago, although I've lost it on my screen here as I try to go ahead and get it back. This is Joe Castro, Philly The Talk podcast. Both of us have had him on, or been on his show. He says, quote, "I was told by someone in Jonathan Taylor's camp that he is in contact with the Eagles. Said they are trying to work out a deal if the money is right. Also was told no positives as of yet. Take it as you will." What do you take that as, Josh? Before we get going between Colts and the Eagles, Taylor will be in the building tonight on the sideline. How do you take it? Do you take that report as the Eagles are actively trying to get a deal done? The Eagles have called just to be curious about a deal. Where are you at on that?
I mean, I'm going to take it as Howie being Howie. Like we kind of talk about it a little bit in the open of the show here, but He's going to do his due diligence. He's going to see and peruse and figure out how much is going to cost. Can we get him for a steal? Because if all of a sudden the Colts are like, losing their minds like the Cardinals today and getting rid of Isaiah Simmons for a 7th rounder, then
Right.
sure, yeah, we'll take him gladly. But I think that's really all that it amounts to. I could be dead wrong. And you know what? We're shocked. Howie makes a big move, spends a lot, or, draft capital for running back. That would be kind of crazy. But I think it's just, let's see what it's going to cost. I feel like that they're not going to be, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like they're not going to be near the level of if the Bears or the Dolphins, which are the other two that have been kind of the main ones interested in him. I just don't think we're at that price level. But maybe I'm wrong.
You mentioned Dolphins. I'm trying to see if there's any updates on Twitter right now. But you mentioned Dolphins, and the Dolphins seemingly had a very high, I'd say, offer for Dalvin Cook. They tried very hard for Dalvin Cook. They did call the Raiders for Josh Jacobs. Raiders are not interested in trading Josh Jacobs despite his continued holdout. It just makes sense. It makes sense that they want to go out and get a running back. They don't have a great stable of running backs right now. Tua Tagovailoa's health is always up in the air. If you had someone like a Taylor to spell him a little bit with that offense and someone had to double Tyreek Hill all the time, it could be very, very scary. But as you said, you'd rather him go there than go anywhere in the NFC. You don't want to go to Chicago. You don't want him to go to the Rams, although what are the Rams going to offer? The 2037 first-round draft pick, right? I mean, they don't have any.
Yeah. Wait a while.
It's going to be a little bit, but still, it's going to be a very interesting and fascinating thing to kind of keep an eye on. Maybe tonight, but really over the course of the next 3 or 4 days throughout the weekend, as the trade deadline that was set by the Indianapolis Colts for Jonathan Taylor and his agent was Tuesday. So plenty more on that as we continue on here. 58 likes so far between both channels. Over 300 people watching right now. Make sure to go ahead and give the show a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. And if anyone's in the comment section trying to tell you they have a link to the game, as we just saw get dropped, I'm banning them as they come. There are no streams on YouTube to legally watch the game without having Prime Video. So we will have the scoreboard ticker play-by-play, but know that there are people who are trying to come and spam in the chat, and it's not going to go well for them because I'm going to ban them instantly. Philly Cheese X, 99, 10 entries into our ticket giveaway. Philly Cheese, we appreciate that. Get you in for a chance to go to the game of your choice this year during the regular season, and always entertaining people. He's got 5 entries. Jalen Carter is the truth. The brother carried me, my wife, and kids to safety when our car broke down near the fires over the summer. Did he really?
Oh, my.
No way. Jeez, we gotta give some serious love to Jalen Carter if that's the case. Holy cow. All right, well, shout out to Jalen Carter for, saving this family's life. That's fun stuff. All right, Prime Broadcast has officially turned on, Josh. I don't know if you've seen that on your side. We do have official Prime Broadcast getting started here. This is the Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit call. This is the Prime Video, one team. So you don't get any of the backup announcers. You get the real deal announcers tonight. If you're actually watching the game, you want to mute them and listen to us. That might be the fun way to do it, as we're a little biased. So, it's going to be a fun night.
Maybe a little bit.
Hopefully, Philadelphia is going to have a good night as well, as they have not won a preseason game yet. Doesn't really matter if you're being honest with ourselves, but still, it'd be nice to see the team get that one dub before the season goes ahead and begins. Looks like Anthony Richardson's warming up, Josh. I think he's going to start tonight for the Indianapolis Colts. He needs to start tonight. I think that, even though so far people have been very impressed with his talent and his abilities, it looks like he needs to kind of, get out there and work out some kinks, and he's going to get to play against an Eagles second-team defense that still has good pass rushers to try to go ahead and get in his lap.
Yeah, it won't be easy just because you're playing against the second string, as we know. So I'll be interested to see, too, because this will be great work as well. I mean, you talk about the flip side is the second string D-line is going to get to go up. Presumably, I would think you're not going to put your star quarterback out there, or your future star quarterback, unless he's got his actual offensive line starting unit. So it'll be a nice test for the D-line as well. I'm curious to see. I haven't noticed anything as far as Nolan Smith. Now, I know that he sat out some practice and the shoulder injury. That's an injury, not a concern, maybe a concern. It's just not exactly sure. I don't know if he's going to go yet. It'd be interesting to see. I'm okay if he doesn't, even if they want to just be a little bit cautious with that shoulder injury or whatever it is. But still, whoever gets the work in, that's great. I think to go up against a starting unit here and see what they could do.
Trying to look for any sort of updates. It looks like we have a Jeff McClain tweet we're going to get to here in just 1 second, as soon as I can pull it up on our screen. He does have an update regarding who is going to play tonight for Philadelphia. This is again him guesstimating as of 11:49 a.m. today, but he says this, quote, Eagles finale tonight expected is number 2 Marcus Mariota will start and play one series. Tanner McKee would follow, play a chunk at the time, then Ian Book Plans all along were for Jalen Hurts not to play in the preseason. It would be first time in his career. That is the only update that we have. Obviously, we have no more updates because the game is starting off very, very soon.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, let's get to some more super chats here. Flipping the bird gets a $20 entry. He says, Eagles get Jonathan Taylor or not. If I win, I want to go to the KC game. That'd be fun in Arrowhead. All right, well, we know what game you want to go to. It's good stuff. Shane Baker, 2 entries. Have to watch my phone, but I'll be back by halftime. All right, Shane, that sounds good. Appreciate that. And then Finesse the God has 5 entries. Make sure you got all those down and confirm that with me, Josh. That way we don't miss anybody on these super chats.
Okay, let's see. I've got Flipping the Bird. You said for 20?
20, yep.
Yep.
Shane Baker for 2.
Shane for 2. Got you down.
And then Finesse the God. The God is one word. THAGOD. 5 entries.
Okay. Gotcha.
Got him
yeah,
down.
my actual stream is a little bit delayed, so I'm having to make sure I'm seeing the names there, spelling them correctly too, because we've got a couple similar names almost. So
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
let's
hope we don't have any sort of issues.
Who's who? Hang on.
Oh man, that could be a lot of fun. Interesting for Mariota to only play 1 series. I feel like Eagle fans, it's a lose-lose scenario for Marcus Mariota tonight because he gets 1 series. What are you gonna do? Drive straight down the field and score a touchdown? Maybe that'd be nice, but you're gonna see a lot of Tanner McKee, and the Eagles fans have seen a lot of Tanner McKee playing good football and have been demanding for him to be elevated. And let's say he balls out tonight. I mean, what are you gonna do here? We know the answer. It'll still be Mariota, but you at least have phone lines on WIP and our comment section going crazy about the backup quarterback job for the next 2 weeks.
You will, yeah, and everyone's gonna say, "Hang on, who should it be here?" I'll be interested. I mean, I guess it depends really on how much Mariota plays, right? Because if it's only the 1 series, and just take him out, then I don't think there's enough damage that he could do to himself to, like, okay, well, he's not going to, he's going to lose it here, especially if even Tanner goes out and plays well. But if it's more like if Mariota goes out there, plays a full quarter, and it's just awful, it's a couple interceptions, just overthrows, and continue to see some of the things that we've seen, and then Tanner goes out there and it's a flip the script. I mean, maybe it's definitely going to be a talking point, like you say, but there'll definitely be concerns because I think both of us probably, for me certainly, I mean, seeing those constant overthrows is a huge issue. Like if Jalen goes down, and I mean, this is the way for a lot of teams. It's not like the Eagles are the only team, but if you're forced to play your backup quarterback, there's a little bit of concerns. Now, granted, he's got a ton of weapons around him, so it's not like you're saying, oh, hey, Mario, to go win us the game on your own. He's got so many weapons to throw to, but still, I mean, you see the lack of the accuracy on a lot of those passes. I'm going, well, would he be the best, or do you want to put Tanner McKee in there if he could get him the ball better? So I don't know. It'll be definitely interesting to see.
All right, Eagles have run it out on the football field. They're wearing their all white with white pants. Colts are in blue with blue pants. Or I'm sorry, I believe white pants. And Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit getting us ready as Andrea Bland has dumped 10 entries into the ticket giveaway. She already won her jersey back during the NFL draft. To get my entries in, go Birds! Andrea, welcome. Go get your chance. There you go. You got 10 more entries in to the ticket giveaway and your chance to go to the Eagles game of your choice. Remember, we're just doing the ticket. We don't pay for your flights. We're not going to go crazy here. But if you're in the area or there's a game that's happening really, really close, then this is your chance to go ahead and pick those up. So getting ready for kickoff here. Pretty close to the start. We're less than a couple of minutes away. You wonder how long they're going to play Anthony Richardson tonight. He had a decent day in that final joint practice against Philadelphia. Didn't throw an interception, also didn't throw a touchdown. Did have a lot of defensive pressure from the interior, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, in his lap almost the entire day, but was accurate enough and played pretty well against this Eagle defense. The Colts are a football team that are not going to be really challenging for a playoff team unless they try and win their division, which you have to have Jacksonville kind of stumble a lot there. But they're still going to be a tough team that you have to get out of every single week. And Philadelphia saw that last year, even without Anthony Richardson, when it took a game-winning touchdown run by Jalen Hurts to squeak out a win in what was one of probably their worst offensive games the entire year.
Yeah, that was definitely an ugly game. I'll say that. I remember watching that going, what in the world's going on? Like this is a problem here. But you have some of those every once in a while. You have a little bit of a hiccup or just trying to get something going. So obviously, this is just preseason, not a huge deal. If some of you have put some money on this game, I guess more power to you, I suppose, if that's your thing, but it's preseason, so it really doesn't matter. And what is Nick by the way? He's like, his record's 1-1 one win or something like that, five losses.
It's not good.
Something awful. But again, and it's like minus 84 point differential, something like that. But again, it's the preseason, so it doesn't really matter. But you'll get some reps. It'll be nice. Honestly, I think all of us are probably more in tune to the fact of let's watch some individual matchups and battles to see how guys play. But as far as the team itself, sure, it'd be nice. Yeah, great. You win, whatever, but it's not a big deal. So we'll see.
All right, make sure I got all my super chats in here as well. Looks like we're all caught up on that one. Yeah, we should be good to go. Sure, give the show a thumbs up. We're approaching 100 likes here to make sure people can find the stream, as there are a lot of crack streams on YouTube that are not necessarily, I would say, legal to watch, and they take you to some sketchy websites. This is probably your best chance if you want to have some play-by-play action during the Eagles game. Eagles will get the ball first. The Colts are about to go ahead and kick this one off. Colts blue jerseys, white pants. Eagles white pants and white jerseys as well. And you're going to see Marcus Mariota and presumably, reportedly, his lone drive of the night, followed by what will be the Tanner McKee show for a very, very long time. Get a good look at Shane Steichen on your screen right now, Josh. Hey,
yep.
Miss him, love him. We love Brian Johnson. Very, very excited to see what he is going to be able to go ahead and do with Philadelphia this year, with the Colts this year after having a fantastic year with the Philadelphia Eagles. So excited about him. He's talking to all the Eagles.
I wish
him
well. I really do.
I wish him well too. I would agree. I would definitely
got a referee friend who actually refs some of their joint practices, or I guess the Colts joints practices with whoever they had. But he got to meet Shane. He said he's an awesome guy, which is always good to hear because you see it, kind of like from the outside looking in. But that's awesome.
Finesse the
By the way,
go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, we've got an update from Elliott Shore Parks. I don't know if you said this or saw this, but Rashad Penny is not playing and Sermon is. So I think that's probably your answer. Like if you're concerned about Penny not making the roster, you feel like he'd go.
That does make sense. As Philadelphia's Devin Allen has the kick return here, breaks a tackle, running back towards the 20.
Go.
There's a little bit of speed there from Devin Allen. Across the 30 to the 40. This is going to go across the 50. He's still going to the 40, the 20. Oh, the 24.
What a play.
Yard line. Wow. I wondered who that was back there. 82, Devin Allen.
He dropped the kickoff.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, he did.
Not bad.
Let's quickly
drop it, catch, break a tackle, get some blocks, and then showing off that speed, baby.
Wow. What a block there by Eli Ricks, too, getting in front of Flowers across the 50. Quickly, Finesse the God, 5 more entries. Said Eagle fan in Dallas. Hope to see the Cowgirls get whooped when I win. Make sure we got 5 more for him. And then we do have one more as well as Mariota trots out on the football field into the gun with 3 receivers for this first drive. And you're right, it is Trey Sermon to the left of him from the 30 or 25-yard line. Give to Sermon, run up the left side. He'll gain about 3 yards, be second down and 7. Brian Capano, Capano, 10 entries, looking ahead. Biggest NFL player trade the deadline this year, go Birds. Well, could be one of those running backs. You never know. It could be very interesting.
All right, got you down.
Boy, you wonder what they do. How do you find a roster spot for Devin Allen? That's going to be very interesting to see if they're going to be able to do that or just put him on the practice squad.
I don't think you can, unfortunately.
Second down and 9. Sermon to the right of Mariota in the gun. 4-man pressure. He's going to throw. Standing tall in the pocket. Goes deep into the end zone. Incomplete. I thought he was tackled a little early was Dan Arnold, but no flag. I don't know. It might have been tackled a little early there.
It looked a little close. It was probably a little early contact there, but it's hard to tell, too, if that was a ball placed right on the spot and got affected by the hit or if he overthrew him again. I couldn't really tell.
Mariota had some good time in the pocket there. It was a deep, we call it flag route, essentially, right at the 1-yard line. I thought he got hit a little early. You might call that.
For sure. Easily, yeah. The second look, he did.
Wow, okay. Here's third down and 9. 14:05 to go first quarter as Philadelphia driving, following the Devin Allen incredible kick return. Mariota's going to go ahead and be in the gun and take the snap, step up in the pocket. He's got some room to run, decides to throw now. That is going to be caught all the way down at the 5-yard line, and that is Deon Cain. He had an ankle injury often during training camp, at least early on, but a nice throw and catch that puts him into a first and goal situation.
Looky there. That's a dangerous throw there, but he thread the needle and Deon makes the catch.
Quick to the line. Here's a give to Trey Sermon. He gets wrapped up at the line of scrimmage and might have lost a yard, so second down and goal. So at least you get to see Mariota perform a scoring drive, assuming they're able to get this one into the end zone for what will be a very short night for Marcus Mariota.
Yep. Not and shortened it obviously with the return. And of course, I guess the question becomes, because we've talked about this before, it doesn't always mean you put your fastest guy as a returner, but then of course Devin Allen makes a great return. So do you question? Do you say that's a returner? I don't know. That's something we can get into.
Second down and goal as we dip below 14 minutes to go on this opening drive for Philadelphia. Ball at the 6-yard line. 2 tight end set, including Tyree Jackson on the right side. Mariota is going to turn, give this Sermon left side, bounces it upfield. He's going to get really close down to the 2. No 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. So with Sermon starting, Josh, and they're not going to play the rest of the running backs, you'll see Sermon and Brooks tonight. That kind of tells you that they have their 4 guys, right? Sermon's going to be the odd man out.
I think it has to. Yeah. Again, if you had any concerns, you'd be like, hey, if it's, let's say it's Rashad Penny, for example, if you had any concerns, you're going to play him. But the fact that he's not, I mean, the only question is, do you carry 5? But surely not.
Shotgun on 3rd down and goal here from the 2-yard line. Turn, give. This is going to be a Sermon touchdown up the middle left side. A good block by Dan Arnold, and he's in. Philadelphia, they open up on a nice 26-yard scoring drive. It took them a little over 2 minutes. Nice play by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Very nice. And anyone who's crazy enough to have taken the 4.5 points, you're looking pretty good. I think Philly was plus 4.5,
something like that. So far, so good. Although
having
that huge kick return, helps out a lot. Boy, a nice block there by Dan Arnold, someone who's probably not going to make this roster, just based on their love for Tyree Jackson and
the draft pick
of Grant Calcaterra, but is what it is. Here's Elliott on a high snap. Pulled down by Siposs, up and good. Philadelphia gets the extra point, 7-0 on a very, very impressive opening drive. All right, there you go. Thursday Night Football starting off hard here with Philadelphia and the Devin Allen show. Boy, if he could do that on a regular basis and make our kick return anything better than what it was this past year, it could be a really, really, really fun year for the special teams.
It would be nice, because if not, I would just say every single time, just fair catch it if it's outside of the end zone, and we'll take it at the 25, or just let it go through the end zone. Let's not even worry about it. It seems to be such an issue, but it'd be awesome if we could have someone back there. I just, it was a great return. I'll give Devin Allen that, but I'm still leaning towards the fact that he's probably not the answer. Maybe he is. Maybe he has better return skills than what I think, but this feels like it was all right. He's got good speed. He did break a tackle. I'll give him that, but I don't know that he's the long-term answer right there.
Is Sermon auditioning for another team, or would they cut Penny and keep 4 running backs? I think this is an audition for another team. Now, they could keep him as practice squad player and protect him each and every year, but it does feel like Trey Sermon could play as our RB2 or an RB3 on any other football team not named Philadelphia. And so you do wonder if they are trying to kind of dress rehearse, showcase him for other NFL teams, if they are going to go ahead and cut as kind of a favor. Someone has to play running back tonight. Why not Sermon? Do the best you can. Nice running there for a 2-yard touchdown. And hey, some other team that needs a running back, and there are plenty of them, might make a phone call, and you could be packing up the old apartment in South Philadelphia and moving across the country.
Yep. You never know. There's always, whether it's roster spots, like you say, you're trying to make one. If you're going to sneak onto a practice squad, which I don't know is as likely, but there's still auditions for other teams, and we've seen that quite a bit. But I don't know. He's not too bad for the first drive, although it was very shortened, and I'm assuming, like you mentioned earlier, that's probably the last that we're going to see of Mariota, which had a very quick work after the return. So be interesting, too, to see, how does Tanner McKee look now? Because Mariota, was it two passes?
That was it.
So he didn't get a whole lot there, but we'll see.
All right, as they get us back into I think it's a beautiful night in South Philadelphia. I mean, it's really, really pretty. As Anthony Richardson, we assume, will be coming onto the football field as he got his helmet on there on the sideline, and we get to look at the 5th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. He's played a little bit in preseason, had a really bad interception on one of his opening drives a couple of weeks ago, has settled in, had a good joint practice against Philadelphia the past couple of days, and, is the future for Indianapolis, and what they hope is probably... Is it Cam Newton? Is it Josh Allen? Is it a combination of the both? The physical traits are very much there. It's can you be accurate enough, which is a problem at Florida, to be an NFL quarterback? Because we understand that, yes, running is great, and yes, throwing is great, but what did Jalen Hurts improve on the most between year 1 and year 2? His accuracy, his completion percentage, his deep ball placement was a huge part of why Philadelphia had the best roster, the best record, and one of the top offenses in the National Football League, and so that's kind of the hope there with a Anthony Richardson. This is going to be returnable, muffed again by the Colts defender, and here come the Eagles trying to get him around to the outside across the 20 and dove out of bounds by Keely Ringo at the 21-yard line. Not the best return, but here comes Anthony Richardson for this opening drive against the Philadelphia defense.
All right, we got to see it.
Let's see who plays tonight. for this Eagle defense. You mentioned Nolan Smith, that shoulder injury. I see Christian Elliss in as one of the linebackers. They're showing us a lot of Anthony Richardson right now. Let's see who they're going to trot out there. I didn't see Nolan Smith when they broke that huddle, but they still are zoomed in on Richardson. We're going to find out here in a second. I do not see Nolan Smith out there. No, it's Teron Jackson in his space. This would be a pass by Anthony Richardson off the play fake. 5-man rush, deep shot across the middle. That's a home run ball, incomplete. As Kayvon, no, sorry, that is, I couldn't see who that was on the cover.
Mekhi Gardner.
There you go, Mekhi Gardner. And it looks like he might have gotten a little pass interference play, which could be a big game for the Indianapolis Colts.
Hate to see it. Looked like he got a little bit grabbing there, I think. Although it's questioned because he threw it. I don't know if that was catchable, really, but a lot of contact.
2nd down and 10. They might have picked that flag up, and I think that they did. Ex-Philly Cheese asking when we're going to give the tickets away. 3rd quarter, we're going to give the tickets away. Stay tuned for that. Empty set, shotgun. Here is another Richardson pass. That is way incomplete. Looking for Michael Pittman Jr. across the middle. A couple of Eagles there, and that was not close.
Justin Evans had a pick if he had looked up. I think he was looking for the tackle, but if you notice, Terrell Edmonds was the other safety, and he's literally looking at him going, like, bro, you had it. If you had just been watching, you had the pick.
All right, these are the Colts starters. You're getting to see the Colts starters versus a lot of the Eagles' 2nd and 3rd team players. So a chance to get off the field for a little 3 and out here, as there is no Jalen Carter, and it looks like no Nakobe Dean, and now we're having a false start by the Indianapolis Colts, be 3rd down and way long. Wow. And that was, again, Quentin Nelson, starter for the Colts.
Mm-hmm. I think to your point, we're getting a look at, we can kind of deductive reasoning on some of the positions to see who the starters are going to be. And the fact that it's Christian Elliss and Nicholas Morrow at linebacker, I think that tells you we were already feeling this way. But Nakobe Dean was a lock, but then Zach Cunningham very likely. I think that probably solidifies it as far as him being the starter next to Dean.
Okay, here's a 3rd down and 15 play. Pass rush coming from Richardson. He steps up in the pocket, rolls to his left. He's going to run. He's got a lot of speed. Flag flies down, and then a tackle there by Mekhi Gardner after a 1st down right at the line to gain. But I think this is going to be walked back from a holding call on the Indianapolis Colts. As we await the call from Clay Martin, it is a holding call. It'll be 3rd down and even longer.
All right, 3rd and a mile.
Alex makes a good point in the chat there. He says, Andy Richardson's a big dude. He's massive. He is a very big player. Holy cow, he's huge.
It's the potential for him is crazy. It's just, can he have the consistency and, like you mentioned earlier, it's like the accuracy with the throws. But yeah, I mean his physical tools and ability, like we saw it at his pro day and everything else. There's a lot that the sky's the limit, and with Steichen as well. I mean, we've seen how he can develop a quarterback. So I'll be interested there, but there's lots of potential, no doubt.
3rd down and 22 from the Colts 7-yard line. 11:35 to go, 1st quarter. Richardson in the gun, 4-man rush. He's going to turn, give to Jackson. Great hit there by Nicholas Morrow in the backfield. That'd be a loss of 2, and the hard way to go 3 and out. It was basically 5 and out, but no 1st downs gained by the Colts, and the Eagles, 3rd and 4th stringers stopped the Colts starters on their opening drive. It'll be the ball back to the Philadelphia Eagles. Wow, that was a really good tackle and really good recognition from Morrow. He's a guy that is disappointing because you thought he was going to start this year, and they had to bring in Zach Cunningham to, essentially take over his spot. But at least you have some depth there. If injuries were to happen or poor performance, Christian Elliss and Nicholas Morrow starting tonight. They're going to be the backups to start the season, and looking good so far. Looks like you're going to have a chance for a run back here up to the 45, 44-yard line, and the ball will go back to Philadelphia. And out will trot everyone's favorite preseason quarterback, Tanner McKee.
Let's go.
With the backup Eagles and the backup Eagles. Wow, all right, here we go.
It's Tanner McKim.
There you go.
It's coming out.
So you get one drive. And it looks like it's still going to be Sermon. Devin Allen is in. Tyree Jackson. Joseph Ngata. Can I see the other receivers? I could not. Tyler Steen is starting at right guard tonight, and significant because you need a backup to Cam Jurgens. Here's your first play of the McKee drive. Turn gives Sermon. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. No real gain there. Be 2nd down and 10.
Yep,
Dennis Kelly. Good Jones is one of the offensive linemen playing right now. Looks like, again, it's a lot of backups as Philadelphia. Very content kind of not playing starters at all during the preseason, including Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and making sure these guys are healthy and ready for week 1 of the NFL season.
Which I am in favor of. That's perfectly fine.
Second down and 9, 10:15 to go first quarter. McKee in the gun. We're going to stack the receivers to the right, one to the far side. Play fake. Here comes some pressure. McKee stand tall in the pocket. Now he's got some room to run up the middle across the 50.
Look at those wheels.
There you go. Slides across the 50 to be third down and short. He's not that slow for being 6'7".
For being that big there. Yeah, it's a little different than Mariota, but hey, he picks up 5 yards.
This was a pretty good pocket. It broke down a little bit late at the end, but it was man coverage all the way, and he had a nice big chunk there. Now, Jalen Hurts would have probably gotten 20 yards instead of 6, but
probably.
Hey, beggars can't be choosers here for number 10. All right, third down and 4. McKee in the gun again. This will be a give to Sermon off the right side, up the middle. He's hit and stuffed. That was DeForest Buckner, one of the starters for the Colts. And the Eagles are going to have a decision now with fourth down and 3. Ebukam, the linebacker, in there as well. This is the starting defense for the Indianapolis Colts, and I think Nick Sirianni is going to go for this on the plus side of the 50.
I don't mind it. It's a preseason.
Might as well. Boy, if the Eagles were to go ahead and score twice on the starters for the Colts with the Eagles' third and fourth string players, that would be something else.
Positive sign.
They are going to go for it from the 44-yard line of the Colts. Fourth down and 2. Here comes an all-out blitz. McKee's going to look left, throw the slant. Incomplete. He missed him. Had a chance there for Joseph Ngata on the slant route, and that was thrown behind him. Bad throw by McKee, and the Eagles would turn it over on downs.
Not a good throw.
Yeah, this is way behind him. He had a real chance here, but way behind him, and looks like Anthony Richardson will trot back out for another series. Okay. I like the McKee is like Foles with a quicker release comment we see right there from Travis Rinkin. A lot of people comparing him to being Nick Foles 2.0 and so on and so forth. I don't know if we get to that point, but still, a lot of people big fans of Nick Foles. Quickly, let's get to see ticket giveaway mention here. We're giving these away during the third quarter. If you have already entered, that is great. You can do entries up until we give the tickets away. Any super chat you drop, the equivalent amount that will, it is $5 is 5 entries, 10 entries, and so on and so forth. Tonight is the night we're going to go ahead and give those away. Tonight is your chance. Make sure to go ahead and drop a super chat down below in the comments for your chance to win 2 tickets to the Eagles game of your choice. We're not going to pick the one for you. You pick the one for us during the regular season, and we grab them for you and have a lot of fun with that overall. So be sure to go ahead and drop your super chat.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll see which game it ends up being. If you want to go to one that we'll be at, that's great. If not, you get to pick.
First bad throw I've seen from him, says Mark Perry. It's true. I mean, one of the ways that you make a football roster as a late draft pick or undrafted free agent quarterback is accuracy in the preseason. Put the ball where it's supposed to be. Your guys might not always catch it because they're undrafted free agent wide receivers and maybe late round draft picks as well. But it's one way to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, he's thrown dimes. I think there's the only one that I can think of. He threw to the flats to Rashad Penny early in the game against Baltimore. That you can understand. I mean, that's nerves, like first game action and everything else. But other than that, he's been spot on. So that was a little surprising to see there because it was obviously a first down. He had him. If he could have put it on the money there, without question. But he's gonna have some of those. I think it's every quarterback.
It definitely happens. Be sure to get the show a thumbs up. That way we can get more people to see it for the YouTube algorithm. We have almost 100 likes right now. If you haven't liked the show, give it a little quick thumbs up. We'd appreciate that. As we got a super chat from Mike saying, is Devin Allen receive any punt returner reps? 2 entries in the ticket giveaway. He is not during the games. He has in preseason, or I should say training camp and joint practices. But he got a kick return tonight, and it set up the Eagles' first touchdown. So good rep there from Devin Allen.
And without question, the best return, I think, out of anyone by far, obviously, so far. So, say that as it may. I don't know what that means exactly, but you never know.
Richardson first and 10 from the Colt 46-yard line. His second drive of the night. This will be a play fake. Throw right. There's an RPO catch by Michael Pittman. That was right in front of Josiah Scott for the first down of the Colts night. 8:41 to go first quarter. And they're going to go hurry up here and give Richardson a little quick hurry up practice as they're back at the line ready to go. First and 10, cross the Eagle 40, let's call it 1-yard line. As Richardson changes the play, the snap clock below 16. Eagles bring 5. Play fake again. Richardson steps up, looks right. Now he's going to roll. He has some room to run and will do so. And chased out of bounds by Nicholas Morrow for about a 7-yard gain, giving it a second down and short.
That's the danger right there. That is the danger with his ability to run and throw. But I like the fact that, we mentioned earlier, you're going against the starters. So these are great reps as you're talking about the second string guys, even some third string guys in there. So it'll be interesting here with the experience that they're getting is really nice.
Second down and 4. Here's going to be another play fake by Richardson across the middle, wide open there, and hit the tight end. That was Terrell Edmunds in coverage, and he got burnt pretty hard. Justin Evans on the tackle down to the 10-yard line. Here's a pretty good second drive of the night by Richardson in the starting Colts offense. Interesting with Edmunds playing, right? If Edmunds plays tonight and Sidney Brown doesn't, also no Kayvon Wallace, you got to start kind of wondering what's going on here. As you have a first down run by Jackson, he'll get 4 or 5, and instead of second down and short inside the Eagle red zone.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we talked about it earlier. It's like some positional battles, I think we can tell what they're doing. And then other ones, it's like it might be the reverse of that, because I almost would think that from what we've seen recently, Terrell Edmunds and Evans are the starters.
Here's a run to Jackson up the middle. He'll get 4 more yards. Eli Ricks, Sanders, and Christian Elliss on the tackle there. It'll be third down and goal inside the Eagle 5. Good chance here to get a stop and hold him to a field goal after what was a failed 4th down attempt by Philadelphia offensively in Tanner McKee's first drive. Turned the ball over inside the 45-yard line of the Colts, and they've been driving it down the field behind the starting offensive line and with the starting receivers as well. Starting safeties are Justin Evans and Terrell Edmunds tonight. Linebackers are Christian Elliss and Nicholas Morrow. Those of you guys just joining us. Josiah Scott, Keely Ringo are your 2 starting cornerbacks. Here's your third down and goal. Snap, turn, give. Richardson up the middle to Jackson. That's going to be a touchdown, Indianapolis Colts. And we are all tied up here in what's been a pretty score-heavy first quarter, huh?
It really has, yeah. I mean, there's 6 minutes left. It's better than the Cleveland game. Let's just say that. That one was a crazy 2-3 score or something like that after the first or late in it. So more scoring now. But again, you got a mismatch, obviously, with the Colts and their starters and the Eagles with most of the backups. But yeah, assuming the extra point is here, you got it tied up 7-7. Going back to you were kind of the comments as far as like the starters and who's actually a starter, who's not. It feels like the safety position, like we mentioned, Justin Evans and Terrell Edmunds are the starters, or at least the favorites to start based on what we've heard in terms of practice and who's getting more first team reps, which Justin Evans to me is a kind of surprise shot coming out of nowhere. But I think for sure we're going to see Kayvon Wallace. We're going to see Sidney Brown in this game. But then for the linebackers, I mean, there's without a doubt Nakobe Dean is a starter, and then the fact that we don't see Zach Cunningham and we've got a Nicholas Morrow and Christian Elliss, that part on the other side seems like, okay, those linebackers are not playing, so those are going to be the starters. But I don't know, man. Desai is like, I love the fact that he has so many different positional groups, and I think that's going to be what makes the defense so powerful and potent. Is like you never know who's going to come on a blitz, where a guy's going to play. I mean, he's got James Bradbury practicing on some slot positions to be able to play slot corner, which I love too, because I could match up against some of the tight ends that we're going to play. But guys all over the field, so having those playmakers is awesome. It just makes it maybe a little more difficult to figure out, okay, who is exactly the favorite here to start? I think linebacker's a little more solidified, but safety, I think it's totally up in the air.
It does feel up in the air, and it's going to be fascinating to see what they're going to go ahead and do. We have a question asking, how do you enter the ticket giveaway? Drop a super chat. Matthew Gwynn. Any super chat gets you the equivalent amount of entries. $5 super chat, 5 entries. $100, 100 entries. It's up to you. So drawing happens during the third quarter. We've had a bunch of entries, and you still have chances tonight. Keep getting the entries in all game long up until we go ahead and draw them as they've gone to commercial break. Also, we do want to mention fantasy football. We have 6 slots left for our fantasy football league that is happening. Myself and Josh Davis, 16-team leagues, 2 of them, with the winner getting 90% of the pot, $105 to enter. We're looking for a couple more people who want to go ahead and join the fantasy football league that is drafting on the Sunday, the 27th of August, which is this Sunday at 5 p.m., as we're getting pretty darn close to that. If you have not joined and want to join our fantasy football league, let me know in the comments section. You got to Venmo me and give me your email, and we'll get you guys signed up for the Fantasy Football League. So almost fill, couple more slots. Would love to have some more people go ahead and join us. We're going to have a bunch of fun with our subscribers who've been really wanting this to happen. And if you want to go ahead and get in, then you got to send me a Venmo. I'll put my Venmo down below with your email address. Just send me a Venmo to this, Thomas-Mott-5, and then $105. That's your buy-in to the league, and then we will go ahead and get you your email as well. Put that in the description, and then we have a chance to, to play in our fantasy football league that's drafting this Sunday.
It's going to be a blast, especially with that type of entry in 16 teams. Talk about that's going to get very difficult quick.
It's going to be very fun. 30 seconds on the draft clock, so it should be a much quicker draft despite it being a 16-team league. So be sure to let me know if you guys are in the chat and you want to join that. Devin Allen was the returner there on the kickoff and did go out the back of the end zone, so no chance for him to run this one back, despite the fact I'm sure he really wanted to.
I would have loved to see that.
That would have been nice, but nope, no Devin Allen return here, as we're about halfway through the first quarter, 6:20 to go, and you get your second Tanner McKee drive of the night.
Here we go. Wonder if it's still against the starters for the Colts.
It is. DeForest Buckner is still in there, so it definitely is. Ebukam, the linebacker, is in there. McKee under center with a multiple tight end split off the right side. Turn gives Sermon. Nice hole off the right side. He'll fall forward for a gain of 6. Be second down and 4 for Philadelphia. So seemingly Sermon's going to play, the entire game, almost the entire game. Will you see Kennedy Brooks at all? That's going to be fascinating to see how long they run Sermon here, as he's been the starting running back and has received all of the carries so far, minus the one rush from Tanner McKee.
Pretty good movement there, obviously against a starting group. It's been a little bit of tough sledding for the running game, but that was a good play.
Shotgun, 5 wide, empty set. McKee looks right, throws right. That's a dangerous out route that falls harmlessly incomplete. And Gata was there as well, as it looked like that could have been a little bit dangerous. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that was in jeopardy of a pick six. When he first threw that, I was thinking, that might get picked.
3rd down and 4 for Philadelphia. 5:43 to go first quarter, as we sit about the 31-yard line with the starting Colts defense versus the backup Eagle offense. McKee with Sermon to his right. Let's see if they can convert on this 3rd down and 4. McKee takes a snap. 4-man pressure. Good pocket. Throws wheel route. That's caught Trey Sermon across the 40 to the 45-yard line. He had to spin back around to get it, but that was a good throw and catch by McKee on 3rd down and 4.
Guess who? The Colts, Zaire Franklin.
Wow. Oh,
not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
He had to get across on the man coverage, and
I think that play speed was a little too fast for him.
Looked like it was. Good throw there by Tanner McKee.
That was a very good throw. Very good throw. Sometimes, teams play at a little faster speed than you're used to. So, he couldn't keep up with it, I guess. You hear his comments about that?
I did. Yep, I definitely did. 1st down and 10 across the 45-yard line of Philadelphia. Tanner McKee slips, but still gets the ball to Sermon. That play's going nowhere. And McKee, I think he stepped on his center's foot, as you see that happen sometimes in the National Football League. But not the best 1st down play to be 2nd down and a little bit longer. Hey, here we go. Says, what kind of hair supplements are you folks taking? I don't know. But we do have a pretty good hair game, huh? I don't know. It's a good question. Good question.
I appreciate the compliment, I guess.
I don't take anything.
Yeah.
No hair supplements.
Don't really do anything for that. So I guess a good diet of fruits and vegetables, I guess. I don't know.
McKee in trouble here. He's going to throw. He gets out of it, rolls to his left, throws a nice little, really a duck, but caught there. I believe that is Deion Kane. He steps out of bounds. Let's see. Right around the line to gain. Are they going to give him the 1st down?
I think he got it.
See. I think he did too. It's a pretty good throw by Tanner McKee off the run on rolling to his left.
Yeah, just kind of dumped it over him, but it worked.
Worked out really well, and he did get the 1st down. Here's a 1st down and play. Shotgun snap. This is going to be a give to Sermon. Left side. He kind of hit his own man and is hit really at the line of game. Be 2nd down and 10. Throw in the Matthew Gwynn Super Chat. 5 entries into our ticket giveaways. Cunningham will actually RB1. Just trying to value him to get a better trade. I think he is actually RB1 as we currently stand. He'll be mixed in, though. It'll be running back by committee. It's not necessarily going to be him the entire way, nor will he get all of the carries. But, hey, he seemingly has had the most carries during the preseason, and he's going to be the starter for day one, play one, snap one for the Eagles when they travel to New England in a couple of weeks. 2nd and 10, McKee screen play. That's blocked pretty well by Trey Sermon. Big hit at the end of that one by the, Blackman. Gain of about 4, be 3rd down and a pretty long 6.
All right, got you down. That was 5 on the last one, right? I was
a
little behind on that other one.
5.
Yep. No, we're good.
5 entries from Matthew Gwynn into our ticket giveaway happening during the 3rd quarter. Be sure to tune in for that.
Cool.
As the 3rd quarter is going to come pretty quickly. All right, 3rd down and 7 now from the Colt 42-yard line. 2:48 to go first quarter. Comes a blitz. McKee across the middle. That is incomplete, as it was a pretty darn good throw. As there's your linebacker Franklin breaking up that pass, and the Eagles are going to punt or do a really, really long field goal.
Not an awful throw here. I mean, it was a little towards the side of the line. Yeah, a little bit, tiny bit behind. From the side angle, it didn't look as bad. But yeah, he missed him. If he had let in there, it wouldn't have been a question about that. But
they will go for the field goal here. This is going to be 50+ from Jake Elliott, 59 yards to be exact. All right, we're going to see the leg here from the left hash. Okay, ball spotted. Kick is up, and it's dead straight. He's got the 59 yards is good. Wow. How about that?
That's just casual work for Jake.
Wow.
What a kick.
That was impressive. That was very, very impressive. All right. 10-7 Philadelphia, under 2:30 to go. It's been good so far.
That 4.5's looking better, I'm telling you. That field goal there.
Action Jackson says, thank you both for teaming up together. I'm subscribed to both of y'all. Bring it every time with your podcast. Eagle fan from Texas, surrounded by Cowgirl fans. You must live close to Josh because, yeah, a lot of Cowgirl fans over where Josh is at as well. My goodness.
I know how that feels. My sympathies to you, but appreciate you for watching and the support, as always.
59-yard field goal. Holy cow, that was
it made it look effortless, too.
Yeah.
I wish we got the side view because I couldn't tell how much more leg he had on it, but
I think it's good from at least 62.
It looked like it, yeah.
Excuse me, hard to say. Eagles fan in Texas since 1989, says Greg Tyson. All right, welcome in. We appreciate it.
Thank you. The question for you, too, so I know it's been talking back and forth, and obviously to keep an eye on Aaron Siposs, which I'm assuming at some point, we'll get to see a punt and how he does there. But the comment was made like Siposs, obviously the holder, and great hold, good kick by Elliott on the last one there. But how much does it affect a kicker? I know that it's important to have that chemistry, but we've seen Elliott be able to kick well with other holders. So, is it a big deal? Does that save Siposs with his average, below average punting ability? Like, is that a factor to you worth considering, or is it just kind of like, whatever? I
mean, listen, the one miss of Jake Elliott in the preseason so far was at the hold of Ty Zentner, and they cut Ty Zentner pretty quickly. So I think it makes a difference. Siposs, he wasn't terrible last year. He just got hurt and then came back and didn't seem ready to punt the Super Bowl, and people got mad because he had one bad punt that was returned pretty well by Kadarius Toney. So I think he's going to be just fine. I know people are saying you got to have a really good punter to be able to pin people back and change fields, stuff like that. You don't win a Super Bowl because you have a good punter. You win a Super Bowl because you have a good football team, a good quarterback, and the punter maybe isn't terrible. So, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
All right. That's fair. I still wouldn't mind bringing in competition. I'll say
I wouldn't either. We
got somebody else,
It feels a little late, though,
It does, yeah. For the people that were saying, hey, because I think it was Dave Spadera that first said it. He said, hey, keep an eye on Siposs, and I was like, well, okay, that's something, because if Spuds is saying it, then, usually he's hyping everybody up, which, love Spuds. You've talked to him before, had him on your show. It's great. But whenever he says, like, there's a potential for a guy to not make the roster, you lean into it and say, okay, maybe. But yeah, the timing's just a little bit odd because we're so late.
Here's your kick that's going to go out the back of the end zone from Jake Elliott as Anthony Richardson trots back out for another drive. So if you're wondering how much play time Anthony Richardson was going to go ahead and get, well, he's getting quite a bit as 6'4", 244-pound quarterback, around a 4.4 340 at the NFL Combine. The crazy thing is 13 starts in college football. That's it. Now, Bryce Young has over 50 starts in college football. It's just amazing how little he has, and the drafting of him solely based on talent. There's some good plays in Florida, but talent, and so far, so good for the Colts based on everything I've heard so far. Here's Richardson on a keeper. He's going to run to the left and have a really nice stiff arm and roll out of bounds by Sidney Brown, who's into the game
all right, he's
alongside
in.
Eli Ricks. He's in. And first down there, rolling out of bounds, was Anthony Richardson, 2:30 to go first quarter. All right, so they have made changes. So we do know Eli Ricks is now in. I think he's in for Keely Ringo. And you have Sidney Brown in at the safety spot as well. So Sidney continuing to kind of roll with the backups, I think, so far. Hey, we'll see what he does. Here's a first down and 10. Richardson, clean pocket, looks right, throws right. That's going to be incomplete. There's a really great play by Eli Ricks as they were trying to get it to the receiver on the left side. Flag at the end of the play, but a nice play by Ricks, who is going to find a home on a roster at Philadelphia. It does cut him in the coming days.
He definitely is, yeah. To your point, it looks like, pass interference.
Came on Wallace. They got Wallace on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, to your point, though, I don't think if you cut Ricks, some people say, hey, you could cut him and possibly practice squad. For Ricks, there's too much hype around even like pre-draft and then what he's done preseason. He's not a guy you could just say, oh, there's a chance to make practice squad. Maybe some of the others, but not Ricks.
Fascinating that Kayvon Wallace is playing with Sidney Brown on the second team defense. Did not start tonight. It was Evans and Terrell Edmonds. Here's a first down and 10 with 2:04 to go in the first quarter from the 45-yard line. Richardson takes the snap, comes some pressure. He's going to step up in the pocket and throw back across the field. That's caught by Granson, and he's going to be down by Ben Van Sumeren, your new linebacker, basically a yard short. It'll be second down and 1. All right, so Van Sumeren,
quite a few changes
Wallace. Now. Yeah, this could be your defense for a while here. Here's a run up the middle. That's going to be good for a first down, a little bit more, as Kayvon Wallace was one of the final guys to kind of finish up Hill there. And another first down for the starting full offense for the Colts. So it's interesting that the Colts are going to play their starters for the entire first quarter. I guess that they need it. I mean, it's not necessarily the best unit in the world. We have an injured Eagle, and I can't tell who that is. And that'll stop the play clock and the game clock at 1:27.
All right. I'm not sure who that was. But yeah, it is interesting. To your point. I mean, I guess you get some confidence built up for Anthony Richardson. You go up against the second or third string guys and you're feeling a little bit better about yourself. But the fact that they're still out there and then, the Eagles are already saying, okay, hey, let's have somebody else go in there. As it looks like Eli Ricks actually was banged up.
It was Eli Ricks, yep.
He's walking off though, so hopefully not too bad.
Let's quickly get in a super chat here. 10 entries from Ashanti Forsaca. First time tuning in, go Birds. You got 10 entries. There you go. We're giving it away during the third quarter. Go Birds. And 10 more entries for Ashanti Forsaca. First down and 10. Richardson under center. The Eagles are going to jump off sides. It's going to be a run by Hill left side, hit by Eli Ricks and Van Sumeren across the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 7. And an Eagle player did jump on the defensive line, and so Cooper looks like it was. You're going to have another flag on Philadelphia. A little sloppy here by Philadelphia on this drive. 2 back-to-back penalties, and they're going to accept the penalty, disregard the run. It'll be first down and 5 for the Indianapolis Colts. All right, first down and 10, 35-yard line. Richardson in the gun, 2 receivers right, Michael Pittman to his left. 4-man rush, takes the snap, throw across the middle. Almost intercepted there as the Eagles linebacker, Maddox Williams, jumped in front of that one. That was very, very close to being an interception.
Very easily could have had that.
Very close. Yeah, starting linebacker might have jumped that one. Wow, okay. All right, second down and 5 now. Richardson remaining in the gun. 4 receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. This will be a run off the right side to Hill. Breaks 1 tackle and falls across the 30-yard line for a first down. That was, I believe, the linebacker. didn't see who it was.
I think it was Maddox Williams again.
Was it Maddox Williams again? Okay, another first down, and the Colts are going to go hurry up again. 30 seconds to go in this first quarter. Here's the snap. Here's a play fake. Rolls to the right. Richardson steps up and throws. That's caught by Michael Pittman. That'll be a first down across the 20-yard line. And Pittman seems a little bit banged up as he's on all fours right now as the play clock will go below 15 seconds.
Oh, it looks like the cleats got stuck there in the turf. Hopefully not too bad, but maybe a sprain possibly. He's kind of hobbling off.
Yeah, it looks like he's hurting just a little bit as that will go ahead and end your first quarter 10-7. Philadelphia. Colts are driving, though, as we'll have plenty to come here as we're 2 quarters away from our ticket giveaway. As some Black Ninja is getting in on the idea. He gives the 2 entries in here. What are your thoughts on Elliott signing with the Pats? Elliott? Elliott who?
Zeke.
Oh, Zeke. That's right. I was like, Elliott. Everyone calls him Zeke. You know, I think Zeke still has some good plays in him. Can he stay healthy? That's going to be the question. Can he stay healthy? Not sure.
Maybe.
Michael Flynn says
he doesn't scare me.
Yeah, he doesn't scare me either. First time tuning in, I was hoping to see Hurts. Michael, we were too, but apparently the plan all along was to not play Jalen Hurts at all during the preseason. You know, pay him $178 million over the course of the next couple of years, and maybe it makes some sense. But, yeah, I thought we'd get at least a drive. Instead, we get one Marcus Mariota touchdown drive, and the rest is going to be Tanner McKee with maybe a little bit of Ian Book towards the end.
Yep, and, it's all right, I guess. Keep him healthy. Yep. We know what he is. I don't think we have to have that proven to it. And he's played well in the joint practices. Again, it's not like it's full speed, complete tackling, but I'm fine with it. Don't get him injured. Let's keep it as minimal as possible. And you wonder too, like, I feel like this was probably planned for a while. It's not like a let's shift this, but it always brings up a question. Like, if the Eagles hadn't suffered as many injuries against Cleveland, would it have changed? Maybe. But then, you have 7 or 8 injuries against Cleveland, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? Let's not risk it. Let's not play him. Possibly that's the mindset there. But I still feel like beforehand, Sirianni was already like, no, we've got the joint practices to get the guys ready. Starters are not going to play. That's at least my thought.
Shelly says it's her first time tuning in as well. Shelly, welcome to the live stream. 282 people watching right now. 130 likes. Sure to give the show a thumbs up. If you have not gotten your entry into the ticket giveaway, you have 2 quarters or really a quarter and a half to go ahead and do so. So you do have some time. But now as your final waking moments to get in on this ticket giveaway, if you want us to potentially buy you tickets to any Eagles game of your choice in the regular season this year.
It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Go to the Dallas game for sure. And then if you had to pick, I know we talked about this, but if you had to pick, if you're going to go to a game in Philly, is it the Miami game, or is there's another one that's kind of, I guess, more hyped? There's a lot of great ones, obviously, but Sunday Night Football against Miami, pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's hard to pass up on that one. The only tough part is that, work the next day and a flight. That's kind of the hardest part of the night game. But, it's one of the better games. Very easily one of the better games. All right, Richardson back in the gun as he continues this very good drive following the touchdown drive last time he touched the football from the Eagle 16-yard line, first down and 10. Takes a snap, steps up in the pocket, fires, end zone. That's incomplete as, boy, Sidney Brown had a chance for interception there as a flag flies. We need to see a replay of that because that was not a good throw. Looks like another Mekhi Gardner illegal contact there. And it is. Yep.
It's not great.
That's tough.
Second one. Two already and some limited action from that side.
And Gardner's another player who, trying to make this roster. He played pretty well during the first couple of weeks of training camp. Might have come down here a little bit over the past couple of days, but still getting some extended playing time with his final preseason game, and it made another kind of rough blunder. Here's a handoff on first down and 10. Hill up the middle. Good tackle from Sidney Brown, but from Kayvon Wallace, but not after Brown had 7 yards there. It'd be second down and short.
Mm-hmm.
Another 279 from Reed. We'll give him 3 entries in here. And, He says, expect to see many reps from Carter in the second half. No, I don't think we'll see Jalen Carter at all in the second half. Here's another give
Yeah,
from
highly
Hill up
doubt
the
that.
middle. Sidney Brown with the tackle, but not before he gets across the goal line as looks like Hull is in. And another touchdown drive by Anthony Richardson in this first team Indianapolis Colts offense.
Well, congrats. Yeah. Oh, and as Skip Bayless apparently has tuned in, has said the Colts playing the first stringers while the Eagles are playing their fourth string. Yeah, that kind of helps. I
Thanks,
mean,
Skip.
that helps you.
Yeah.
It's nice to see Skip tuning in.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
He's been a little lonely ever since his show got knocked off the air after the departure of Shannon Sharp, but apparently it's coming back here pretty soon.
With several different guys, right? He's trying to figure out who's. I guess there's no consistent person to join him. He'll be several other guys that'll kind of rotate from that. So
I guess that's the new format. I don't know. I'm not a fan of a lot of those shows, as they're going to look at the whole touchdown and make sure he got across. That elbow came down at the end. If he's short, he's short by like 6 inches. So official review, time out of the field, 14 minutes to go in the second quarter, and we will go to commercial break.
All right. Well, this is for sure. I mean, at least I would think so. This is for sure the last drive and series you're going to see Anthony Richardson, right? I mean, there's what are you doing at this point? You're playing against some of the fourth stringers now. Finish this off, get him off the field, and then it moves into the backups. But I don't know. At least you finish it off. Maybe have some more confidence, like we were talking about. You had some successful drives.
I don't know. All I'm saying is I'm excited for a regular season football game, for a football game that genuinely matters. I mean, we're having fun, and 300 people watching right now. We appreciate each and every one of you, but it is going to be very, very interesting when we're 2 Sundays away, right? Aren't we 2 Sundays away from that afternoon opener on CBS against the New England Patriots, who are, they're an interesting football team. They have a lot of young talent at wide receiver. Tyquan Thornton, Baylor grad, much like myself and Josh Davis, but, not necessarily an elite receiving core. They do have Zeke. They do have some good running backs. The defense is always well coached by Bill Belichick, but you would assume that Philadelphia should be able to go on the road with this offense and get a win. I mean, they should be able to beat the Patriots. They should be able to beat them pretty handily. I mean, the Patriots are a wildcard team at best in the AFC, and Philadelphia's the best roster in the NFC, and so you would assume, hopefully, that they can have a pretty darn good afternoon in a couple of weeks from now.
Hopefully, yes, yep. And I think we will, but it's the whole argument if you give Bill Belichick extra time to get ready, and he didn't do anything with that last season, so there's always an exception to the rule, so to speak. But it's Tom Brady Day, and that just there's an element to it, where it's like, is that just some weird, crazy things that happen? I don't know. I still think that we're going to be fine, and I'm with you on that. But you know how it is. It's the opener. You're just always questioning. So as we see, did they rule? I was seeing the ref
no.
I can't hear.
Yeah,
so
no touchdown here. He's short
by,
I mean, what, 6 inches?
Yeah. That angle's not great that we're getting here, but if that, couple inches.
Yeah. He rolls over Sidney Brown. Then the elbow comes down as he kind of brings the ball around. And so, there you go. First down and goal.
All right, first down. But hey, it's a touchdown stop for Sidney Brown. So, making that push.
Very true.
Be a starter. So first and goal here, handoff. Takes it. Oh, he stopped. Second effort. It looked like he was stopped. It looks like he was short. He did make a second effort, but he's short.
Wow, okay.
About the half-yard line. It was hard to tell I was going to say, it was hard to tell in the scrum of bodies there of who actually made that first initial stop.
I've not gotten a replay yet on this one, but second down and goal. And hey, I mean, again, we said it all night long. Great opportunity for Sidney Brown to play against some starters, right? I mean, come on. This is what you want to see. No Nolan Smith tonight, no Jalen Carter on second down and goal.
Lined up here at the half-yard line. Richardson in the shotgun, takes the snap, handoff, and okay, he's got it. Touchdown. Left side. Yeah, there was definitely a big hole. And again, you got the starters blocking, but hole in there for the touchdown. He's the dude from Northwestern, right?
I think he is. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Recognize that name.
It's one of those extended read option plays where you stick it in the gut of hole for a good 5 seconds, and wait till the last moment to hand it off. Richardson could have kept it himself if he really wanted to. There was not a lot of, I'd say, clogging of the hole by Philadelphia there. I think it was Teron Jackson on the outside, but nonetheless,
See what you did there.
nice,
That's good, sir.
nice job by the Colts on that back-to-back touchdown drive.
Clogging of the hole as Hull scores the touchdown. Very good. Very nice.
14-10 Colts over the Eagles as we get through the first, 2 minutes of quarter number 2. All right.
Yep.
Interesting stuff. They're talking about Jonathan Taylor right now on the broadcast, Josh, and, what a weird situation for a Colts team that probably really wants him there. They probably wanted him to stay, but it feels like Jim Irsay can't keep his mouth shut, and whether the money was way far off or just a couple of $1 million off, they've really soured Jonathan Taylor, and he's got permission to seek a trade to, the Dolphins maybe, Philadelphia, the Bears, the Rams. There's been 6 teams that have called so far, and 2 have made legit offers.
Yeah, which, I mean, to have a great player like that and the fact that they seemingly ran him off or he doesn't really care for Indy as much or the organization or there's reports or rumors and all this other stuff. So you don't know the for sure facts, but a guy like that, it's never a good look. You don't want to see that. Here's the kickoff now, and I'm assuming Devin Allen. Yep, there's Devin Allen. So let's see what he can do. He takes it off up the middle, a flag, but he does get a little bit of a return up to the 27. It's going to probably come back most likely with a hold.
He's
but
exciting
to watch.
I'm
just saying, there's a difference with him so far from everybody else we've seen on the returns. Devin Allen showing that speed. Maybe there's something to it.
Wow, why didn't they wait until the final? I don't think he did returns in the Browns game, did he?
No, he didn't. Although remember, he did have the calf strain, so it was slow coming back. So maybe but I mean, he had been practicing during the Browns camp, or the joint practices. So I'm with you. I'm kind of wondering, could you put him in there a little earlier? Because are we going to get to see enough for it to say, hey, you know what? Maybe let's make him the kick returner.
I mean, what are your other options, right? They tried Quez Watkins. They've thrown Rashad Penny back there a little bit. Boston Scott at times. I mean, none of them are that exciting. I mean, Watkins is a speed guy. He's not really a quick lateral guy. That's kind of the hope there with Devin Allen.
Yep. We'll see. Be interesting. As Tanner McKee's back out in shotgun, fake handoff to Sermon, and he's going to be sacked.
Not even close.
Very, very quick from, I couldn't see that was a Ajim.
Yeah, I think it was Ajim, as you do have your backups now in.
Finally. So 1 quarter looks like roughly. I know the offense stayed out there for a bit, but 1 quarter for the Colts, and now they're going to play some of those backups. But, it brings up 2nd and 17.
Yeah, not good. Way backed up, too.
All right, Tanner McKee, the ball at the 3-yard line. McKee standing in the end zone in shotgun, hands off to Sermon, takes it up the right side for a very minimal gain. 1 yard maybe, and a flag it looks like too.
Can't tell. This is kind of a late flag. I think it's going to be a hold on Philadelphia. You can't back up much farther than where they're at right now. It is a hold.
Okay, well.
On the defense, though.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, it's
First down.
Buckner. The Colts defense.
Hold on. Are they still playing their starters?
They said Buckner. That would be one of the starters. Wow. Okay.
Well, yeah, just why not? I can't. Sure. Let's keep him in there. It's a good thing, I suppose, for McKee getting used to playing some of the starters, but that's wild. You're going over more than a quarter. That's shocking. So ball at the 10 now. McKee back in shotgun. Sermon to his left. Handoff, takes it to the right. Jukes past the guy, takes it up to the middle. A gain of about 4 before he's brought down. So bring up a 2nd and 6.
That was right behind Tyler Steen there as well, and a pretty good block by him to get to the second level. Fascinating, the Colts are still playing starters into the second half. They must have had a series count. You're going to play 4, 5, 6 series. It seems like they didn't hit that quota, and back out there they go.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, just kind of based on series rather than timing-wise. So McKee back in the shotgun, takes the snap, got some time, fires to the right. Good throw for the first down to Kane, Deon Kane. He's had several now. What is that, third reception from Kane?
Third. Yep, I think that's his third. That was a nice throw and a good pocket, too.
Yep, as they're showing here on the broadcast, Pittman, We don't have volume, obviously, because we're here broadcasting. I can't tell if that's an injury or they're just showing him. But Pittman for the Colts, looks like he's fine. He's walking around.
I think they're saying, because I'm listening to the broadcast a little bit here, I think they're saying that he went to the locker room and he came back out. So good news on Michael Pittman.
Okay. As the handoff to the right side for Sermon on first down, and he gets blown up for a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12.
Third string defensive or offensive line versus first string defensive line. Not a lot of mega holes there from the running game. Well, let's just call it as it is.
Yeah. Little bit of a mismatch. Is there? There's flash little Gardner Minshew on the sideline there on the broadcast. I forgot little Minshew mania.
Yeah.
McKee back in the shotgun, 2nd 11, takes the snap, avoids the rush, throws to the right side, had a man open, but either the ball got tipped or it was significantly short. It bounced to Deion Kane over on the right side, brings up 3rd and 11.
Can't tell if he was getting hit and messed up the throwing motion a little bit. That was really, really low. And really underpowered on what was needed to be about a 15-yard out to get the first down.
Yeah, I didn't get to see a replay there either. I'm kind of wondering the same. It's like whenever he's usually does not throw the ball that short, so I'm thinking it was probably tipped, but didn't really get to see for sure. So 3rd and 11. McKee in shotgun, Sermon to his left, takes the snap, drops back, got some time, now some pressure. Oh, and he's sacked. Can't tell who that was. The right tackle, Kelly, was the one who gave up the pressure. Was it Odeyingbo?
Yep.
For the Colts. Deo Odeyingbo, who was famous this week for calling Kelsey a word that I can't really say live here. But
cannot say it live.
But that will bring up a punt. So for the first time, we're going to get to see Mr. Sipos, who is maybe not, on the hot seat here.
All right, from his own end zone.
Takes the snap and the punt. Yep, from the end zone. Pretty high booming kick, and it's a fair catch. All right, it's nothing crazy, but it's fair caught at the 38 of the Colts, 38 of Indy. I can live with that, I suppose.
Not a bad one. I like the shot there of Jason Kelce on the sideline, working with the offensive line. Looking at the old Surface tablets there. He's making the most of a boring night for the old veteran.
Staying active, staying engaged. I like that, especially when the vets. I mean, you mentioned Kelce here and talking about that, but I love to see, I mean, not only on just the offense side, but both offense, defense, like the vets taking the interest in the rookies and in the young guys. I mean, it's always great to see, but the fact that they're going next level and just like mentoring and helping them get better and everything else there, we know the potential, and we've talked through the guys like Sidney Brown, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Tyler Steen. I mean, all these guys coming in, but the fact that they just get that extra feel of the vets are here to support and help them grow. I mean, it's the extra reason for like we cannot wait for this season to get here when it's getting legit, snaps that really matter. But it's awesome to see. I love that.
Let's see. 147 likes in the show. If you haven't given the show a thumbs up, we would greatly appreciate it. As we are about a quarter and a half away from giving away these tickets. If you've not gotten your entry into our ticket giveaway, you're running out of time. I mean, it's starting to kind of get into 0 hour here. Drop a super chat just like Bill Wiley just did, as he got 2 entries in for the ticket giveaway. I don't know where Bill Wiley is located, but he can pick any Eagle game during the regular season if he wins, and we're going to get him 2 seats to go watch the Birds play in person.
Yeah. Got you down, Bill.
There you go, Bill. Let's see what you do. I think that's Bill's first entry.
I couldn't tell you at this point. We've had so many entries. It's just about impossible for me to go through and check and see if this has, but you are recorded. All the entries are in there. So, Bill Wheatley, we've got you down.
Little Alaskan says he's listening from Alaska. Appreciate y'all doing this. No problem. Appreciate you watching from Alaska. Probably still right outside there. What is that, like 6
I was going to say,
o'clock?
Do you know what time
Alaska
would that be?
Time? I think isn't it just Pacific?
Honestly, I have no idea.
I've been to Alaska once.
Probably should know,
idea.
but
no idea. You go, get a little
Kelsey is
Kelsey sideline interview, huh?
yeah, as I say, a little FaceTime for Kelsey. How about that documentary coming out? Was it September 12th, I think? The Kelsey documentary. That's gonna be
It's gonna be
so
really
awesome.
good.
As Colts have the ball now, back on the field is Anthony Richardson still on the field. Wow, 1st and 10 from 38, takes the snap,
Oh.
little pressure, and overthrows the running back there. I couldn't tell who the pressure was for the Eagles there. Was it Teron Jackson? And did you see who else that was?
I couldn't tell who the other player was. He got sandwiched, though.
That was good pressure, though. And again, the fact that Richardson's out there, I couldn't tell. We'll have to see. I'm assuming that's the first string offensive line, which is that's surprising. I would have thought like, hey, you know what? That drive's over. We're done. I guess he's going to play longer.
Plenty. I mean, listen, if you're going to have a dress rehearsal game, it used to be the 3rd preseason game, rest the 4th, and then the season a week later. Now, I mean, this is the time to do it.
Might as well, I guess, as Richardson takes the snap, a little bit more pressure to the left, throws a fastball rocket to his running back, bounces off, and almost could have been intercepted there, but not great. 3rd and 10.
Chance there from Kayvon Wallace, that's for sure. Hey, I mean, Richardson needs snaps. I mean, he needs snaps. And you can't play 13 total games in college and then roll in the NFL as a top 5 pick and just play without playing in the preseason. These are important. Now, the rest of the offensive line being in there, the rest of the starters, I guess, hey, if you're Quentin Nelson, you're going to play 19 games this year or 18 games this year instead of 17.
Might as well. You're protecting the future of your franchise. So 3rd and 10 in shotgun. Anthony Richardson drops back, feels a little pressure, rolls out to his left. He's going to take off. Van Sumeren in pursuit and brings him down, but just past the first down. So he's going to get the first down. Pretty good run and elusiveness. I mean, again, we know this guy's crazy athleticism. So he showcased it right there. I think he took off a little early, and that might be, just rookie hearing footsteps. It seemed like he had a pretty good pocket, but nonetheless, he got a first down.
Xavier Ragland has 2 entries into our ticket giveaway. He's kind of piling them up here right now. Tanner isn't looking good, too good today, guys. It's still early, but true.
I think he's all right. We'll give him that. Again, he's going against the starters. So, but yes, he hasn't looked like he has in the past. Been playing against 3rd string. But here we go. 1st and 10 for the Colts. Richardson throws out to the left flat to his running back. And it gets about a gain of 5 before he's brought down by Kayvon Wallace.
Let's give a little shout out to Vanny for his jersey arriving. All right, we finally have our first draft jersey giveaway. Recipient get his jersey. Vanny, hope you enjoyed the Jalen Carter jersey. Appreciate you being a loyal fan of the show. And good night tonight for, of course, the ticket giveaway as well. If you've not gotten in on the ticket giveaway potential, now is the chance, as we have about a quarter and a half before we go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm. And Vanny could win. Who knows? Vanny, you could win the ticket giveaway.
True.
But I'm glad to hear that. I thought it was going to take a lot longer. So I mean, that's honestly good news by the fact that it's shown up. 2nd and 4 here for the Colts. Richardson drops back in shotgun again, throws out to the left. A great throw there too. Looks like the tight end Granson, who had Van Sumeren draped all over.
Wow.
That was a really good throw. Richardson has had some misses there, but that was a great one for a gain of about 15.
Big cannon arm. I mean, that's right there is why Colts fans were excited that they drafted him. I mean, that is crazy in terms of the strength and the accuracy there. If he does that a lot more, maybe you have the next Josh Allen. I think that's the hope, right? I think the hope is Josh Allen. The hope is Cam Newton. You just have a lot less overall snaps as a starting quarterback than they both did coming out of college.
Yep. For sure. As the Colts starters are still against the 3rd or 4th string, snap in the shotgun, Richardson, and a fake handoff. Probably should have gotten rid of it. He's brought down. Looks like, was that Kayvon Wallace again?
It was multiple.
I think he's in the backfield.
Van Sumeren there as well, yeah.
That was a good play in pursuit from the Eagles D.
Yeah, hey, Richardson's a big boy. They couldn't fully bring him down. But, boy, they're talking to Jason Kelsey for like an hour on the sideline right now. I bet Al Michaels was pretty ticked he had to call this game in the preseason. He's got to be upset about it. He does.
Probably. He's you know how these games go. It's 2nd and 11. Richardson back in the shotgun, has his running back Hull to his right, takes the snap, drops back, another pressure off of a blitz. It looks like almost wrapped up, but overthrows, and Granson, I believe, makes the catch. That was not intended for Granson, but a throw from Richardson was overthrown they're going to mark it as a catch, but Sirianni immediately
Instantly.
tossing the challenge flag out there. I mean, he
Oh
couldn't
my
get out there fast
gosh.
enough. So they're
That's the
obviously going to
fastest
review this.
challenge flag I've ever seen. Did he catch this ball?
Let's see.
No, he didn't. No, it
No,
hit the ground.
nope.
That was right in front of Nick Sirianni and the
Yeah,
Eagle
no wonder he sprinted
sideline.
out there.
Yeah, you can see the nose kind of go through as he tried to catch it like this. Wow.
Yep. Well, if you wanted your answer of like how engaged is Sirianni in this game,
Pretty
it
engaged.
wasn't half a second before he was literally out there and just drops the challenge flag. I love that.
Michael Flynn says, good show, guys. I'll be here every week you broadcast. We appreciate that. Appreciate that. Every single Eagle regular season game and every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We have a lot of fun. We're going to try to have a lot of fun. Obviously, you're watching the game, so are we. But the thought process is you mute the game, you hang out with us, you get in the comments section, we have some fun. So we appreciate you guys.
For sure. And you guys are the real ones. Obviously, with a preseason game like this, you're hanging out. So we really appreciate you guys. And we're going to have all sorts of giveaways, too. I know we talked about that, but looking forward to that this season. It should be a pretty quick review, I would think. I mean, it was very obvious that it wasn't a catch, but...
You would think. Yeah, you would.
I guess they're still
definitely
looking at
think.
It looks like we got a super chat there from Vanny. Much love, guys. Vanny, we appreciate you, man. We're all the support. Glad you got your jersey because, again, I thought that was going to be October.
I did
So
too.
the fact that you have it before the season is a miracle to me, quite honestly, but we really appreciate it.
10 entries into the ticket giveaway tonight. We got to get Vanny down there. Throw Mike Halo up as well. He did a $1 super chat, throwing the ultimate Hail Mary. Mike won one of our Kelly Green jerseys. Darius Slay one was his jersey of choice. And there you go. One entry. One chance to potentially
Still a
win
possibility.
A jersey or win tickets now. Very, very fun.
You never know. Let's see if I can find that here.
Yeah, let me know whenever you got it.
There's getting to be quite a few names, so it's taking me a little longer if there's a repeat. But here we go. Okay. Got you down, Mike. Six total entries. Got you down.
All right. Mike and then Vanny. They went to commercial. They're still trying to review this catch. Come on. I mean, it's the preseason. We can't be up all night long. You gotta axe this one.
That's the truth. Especially for you. It's what, 9:15 right now? Body clock's got to feel like
I'm struggling.
Midnight, 1 a.m. from the Italy time.
Yeah, it's starting to kind of hit me. Fallen Pro says Sydney's in the game. Yeah, Sydney Brown is in the game. How about that? We forget the opening Thursday night game of the season is Eagles versus Vikings. You have kind of a double header, or sorry, you did a single header, but you have the Eagle-Viking game the Thursday at Philadelphia for their opener. And honestly, if you're going to have a Thursday game, which most teams do, you get it out of the way early. You don't want a Thursday game week 10 before you go play the Chiefs or the Bills or the Cowboys. You get it after a road trip, not a very long road trip up to Massachusetts and Boston. It should be fine.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good point. Especially, how much players have admitted that they don't really enjoy that type of schedule. It's like, I don't like it necessarily in terms of like your first home opener is going to be a Thursday night game. But again, to your point, if you're going to have to do it, get it out of the way. Hopefully it's a repeat from what we did to Minnesota last season. That'd be great. But yeah, get it out of the way early.
Was an incomplete pass. Yes.
Yep. I was going to say officially an incompletion, which took a little longer than probably should have, but at least they got it right. It's 3rd and 11 now. As Anthony Richardson and the Colts starters are shockingly still on the field. It's 6:46 left in the second quarter.
They're going to play the whole half, it seems like.
It looks like it, yeah. At this point, I don't think you would. Eagles showing blitz, shotgun formation, and Anthony Richardson spins out of it, breaks a tackle, running to the right side as I think that's Tuipulotu in pursuit. Was that?
It was Van Sumer had him dead to rights in the backfield and he just couldn't get a hand on him.
He did have him there, man.
He had him right there.
And then who is that? I couldn't tell who the DT was. It's Sanders.
It's Sanders, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was a pretty impressive pursuit. I'm not going to lie. I did kind of see him coming out of nowhere, but also Richardson to be able to get out of that. So 4th down, a 41-yard field goal try here for the Colts. And the snap is up. The kick is up, and he got it. So 17-10, and your +4.5 for Philly is not looking great right now. In case anybody has that, not so great.
If you thought Richardson was going to play with the starters for the entire first half, that might not have been the best choice. Jeez.
Yeah, you had the inside information there.
Entire first half. My goodness. Hey, it's been fun, though. I mean, normally you watch some scrubby backup, scrubby third-string player. You get to watch top 5 draft pick in the National Football League, and he hasn't looked bad. I mean, I can see why the Colts are excited about him, why they think he has all the talent in the world. The speed and the agility and the arm strength have all been on display tonight so far, and my guess is that they will pull him now, but, you know, if the plan was the first half, then the plan was the first half. They still got 6 minutes left.
Yeah. At this point, it makes no sense. It's just a random time period. So if he's still been in there, I'm with you. I think you're going to see him the rest of the half. And why not? You know, I mean, sure. If you feel like it, you get your offense out there, make sure the rook feels confident and comfortable. And for the Eagles as well, I mean, you know, we've been talking about this, but all right, take your lumps, get some work against some starters of an NFL team here. It's not the worst as the kickoff. So do we get to see Devin Allen again? And we do, as he fields it at the 5 on the left, outside the left hash, cuts it back to the left side now, and he's going to be surrounded, brought down at the 21. So not a great return. That was good coverage by Indy, though.
Little shifty. Man, they're showing
something.
They're showing that graphic for Thursday Night Football, Week 2, September 14th. Man, that's gonna be a fun one.
Not long.
Fun Thursday night. It's gonna be a fun Thursday night. I mean, literally 3 weeks away.
That will be a blast. All right. Tanner McKee is back out there in shotgun. Looks like he's got Kennedy Brooks to his left. Takes the snap, fires the left side to Ngata with hands all over him. I can't tell who the Colts DB was, but it's broken up.
Wow. No
flag. That was very physical coverage there. And I still don't know who that Colts corner was, but Ngata had a chance at it possibly, but looks like they just kind of got tangled up there and broke it up. I don't know. I mean, it's a little more physical, I guess, than I'd be surprised, especially for some of the PIs they called against Garner, but not much you can do there. So 2nd and 10. This McKee back in shotgun, hands off to Kennedy Brooks. He's going to take it to the left side. Some good blocks, misses a sure tackler, and then eventually gets brought down. Looks like for a gain of about 3 or so.
It's your first Kennedy Brooks carry of the night. It was Sermon for the majority of that first quarter. I'd be curious to see if they're going to go Brooks the entire rest of the way. They're only a running back on the roster. They seem to have dressed 2 here. Maybe not. He's in there for this 3rd down and 7, though.
Possibly so. As the Colts continue, it looks like, are there 2nd string now in for D? I think so. They've finally done that. They had played starters for forever. So McKee in the shotgun, 3rd and 7, takes a snap to the right side, got him in. Deion Kane again.
Good throw.
Got the out route, hits him. 1st down.
Yeah, that was a really good throw. Big out route. That's one of those NFL throws that you really got to, pump the arm up here. And, no, not going to happen.
At far sideline, too. I mean, just to show the arm strength. It's a good play there for McKee. So 1st down at the 39, at the 36. 36. So McKee in the shotgun takes a snap to Devin Allen. Wide receiver screen, breaks a tackle. Ooh, and hits hard. Did pick up about 7 yards.
There's some speed there, though.
Alubi for the Colts. I don't like to see him take that type of hit.
That's a big one.
Wow.
Yeah, that was going to hurt. You like
to your
that,
point,
though.
yes.
That's a design play for Devin Kane.
There you go.
For Devin Allen.
Yeah, yep. You like that. He shows the acceleration. I think that, what we keep seeing from that, we've seen it in the return game, but you put him in their wide receiver screen, get him the ball. It's 2nd and 3 now. McKee Back in the shotgun with the fake handoff to Kenny Brooks, rolls out right, has a man out there, and it got a good
Oh,
coverage though.
man.
It's incomplete. Looks like he might have had a step, but that was good coverage from Baker there.
Snap a couple of super chats here quick. Tyke192. Can't wait for the first game. Go Birds, 10 entries. Tyke, we cannot wait either. Hopefully you're going to join us for that one as well. But we got you down for 10 more entries into our ticket giveaway happening in the third quarter. So, again, as your final couple of tries here.
All right, got you down. It's 3rd and 3. McKee with the fake handoff to Brooks. Firing to the left side. Has Deion Kane. Ball batted up, and it's incomplete. Almost looked like it was intercepted there, but Flowers in coverage. Bring up 4th down.
Boy, they love these back shoulder throws with Tanner McKee. I mean, this is like the entire offense is just run straight and hope he can put it on your left shoulder or right shoulder, depending on what side you are. That hit Kane in the face mask. The problem was that his arm was tangled up with the defender and couldn't really get it up there to stop it. Oh, they're going to go for it.
It's very pinpoint, but yeah, they are. All right. Why not? 4th and 3. This is in the territory you might. So in shotgun, empty set. McKee drops back, fires a dart there to, was it Ngata? Ngata there catches
Big
it
game.
and makes a guy miss. All right. Yeah. Picks up what is that, 20 or so? That was a very
nice.
big game there.
Let's get a super chat from Nick Prylo. 10 entries in here. He says, Eagle fan in Georgia. Me too. Not a dog fan, though. I'm not either. Go Knowles. My roommate loves the Knowles. Never been to the Lynx, so fingers crossed. There's your
okay.
10 chances.
You could
10
win.
chances. Gotta like that.
As McKee and the Eagles offense hurry up, finds Deion Kane again on an out route there, about 6 yards or so, bring up 2nd and 4. They love that play design. It's probably the 3rd or 4th time they've run that. And McKee, again, like we mentioned, I mean, you got to have the arm strength to throw to the far side there, especially whenever you're going to run the out. But he's definitely showcased it.
Under 3 to go. You're in the plus side of the field here. 7-point game. This is a great time for Tanner McKee to lead a final scoring drive to end the first half.
It would, as he has a man there. Oh, and was it dry? It was not a great pass drop by Kennedy Brooks, but he had him there in a wheel route. He had beat his man. If he had put that where he should have, I mean, that might have been 6 there because it hit him in the hands.
Catch that.
You could say he should have probably caught it. It could have been a better pass, but it did hit him in the hands.
Yeah, he might still be running. That might have been 6 there from Tanner McKee. I mean, sure, bring it up a little bit, but he didn't dive for it. It's just a little bit low.
Missed opportunity there. All right, 3rd and 6. McKee in the shotgun again, takes the snap, fires over the middle, and it looks like broken up, intended for Swain there, the new signee.
Yeah, Freddie Swain, I believe.
Yep, Freddie Swain. Pretty good coverage. Looked like a decent pass. Kind of hard to tell from the angle, but did look like it hit him about where he could have made a play. But 4th down now.
I think you're in Jake Elliott kicking territory. He made a 59-yarder there in the first quarter. This is only 52. That feels like nothing.
Yeah, this is if you made the 59, this one is just routine. Jake Elliott from the right hash. Sipos to hold. Good snap. Good hold. And that should be money, right?
Perfect. What a kick.
I mean, we don't even question it. You know, anytime you got the 50 plus for Jake, it's money. So there you go. It's 17-13, and your 4.5 is back in play.
It is back in play. You have it. I don't know.
For those that were wondering, just in case, because you never know. Someone may care.
We got over 283 people watching, 160 likes. Sure to give the show a thumbs up. We are trying to find 6 more people to join our 32-team 2-league fantasy football league, which is absolutely going to be fantastic. We have 6 people away from filling this up. It's a $105 entry because we want serious players. We want people who are going to play every single week and not give up. The draft is Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. If you are interested, let me know down below in the comment section. We'll get you guys signed up, and that way we can lock this down and hopefully have a pretty fun season. I think we're going to have a really great year. We're nearly full. I mean, we just started this thing, and it's almost got 32 people. So if you want to be a part of our fantasy football league, ESPN, PPR, go ahead and let me know down below in the comment section right now. I'll get you guys a chance to send me that Venmo, and we'll get you guys the emails to sign up for the league.
That will be a blast. I'm looking forward to that. As the Eagles will kick off here and out of the back of the end zone. So the Colts will take over with 2:36 left in the second quarter. And yep, I was wondering, we will still see Anthony Richardson. We figured we would.
Wow.
But there's your answer.
Full first half for Anthony Richardson. And now, you got, 3 timeouts, 2:36 to go. That's what you want. You want
plenty of time.
Showcase what he's all about against the Eagle 3rd and 4th stringers.
Might as well. I mean, I don't think that I could personally do that if that was, us in this type of a scenario. I don't know that I would want my future franchise quarterback out there, but you got to break him in somehow. So Richardson takes the snap, fake handoff, throws to the left, batted down. It was like Sanders might have gotten a hand on that. Was that they're fighting for it, but I don't think that was a fumble.
That was very clearly a forward pass, but they're ruling it as a fumble. And recovered by the Colts.
What? Did I?
Are they saying the ball slipped out of the hands?
Maybe so.
Here's the replay. It did slip. That is a fumble. Yeah, that ball came out.
Okay, I thought it got tipped from just the angle that you're seeing. As soon as it does that, but that was closer than I thought. So second down, Richardson over the middle, overthrows, and the running back there took a shot from.
Good hit, incomplete.
Yep, incomplete. I couldn't see who that was that gave the hit, but overthrow there from Richardson.
Hype Squad says if you don't get 6 more people, I'll always join for free. Nope, can't do that. Yeah, can't. No.
I don't blame you for trying, but
no, we'll have 6 more people by Sunday.
There.
Don't worry, we'll have 6 more people by Sunday. What a weird. I mean, the ball just slipped out of Richardson's hand there. Just kind of, and then Jackson had it.
Did he have it?
And then
he did have it.
Michael Pittman ripped it out of his hands. Wow.
Oh my gosh, that easily had it there. 3rd and 7, Eagles showing blitz. The Colts pick it up in shotgun. Richardson fires a strike over the middle and just incomplete. Intended for downs, I believe, just off the fingertips. But there was he was about to get a vicious hit. I think that was it Kayvon Wallace there who kind of took something off at the last second. But there was the chance there that he was going to get lit up, and I think that's why he heard the footsteps.
Boy, and that's a ball that needs to be catched there by Downs. It's a good throw by Anthony Richardson. I mean, it was a hot throw. I mean, that had a lot of juice on it, but got to have it. And now you get a Tanner McKee 2-minute drive as we still haven't hit the 2-minute warning.
Here we go. So who do we see back there? And that is Swain right there. He catches it and basically immediately gets tackled. Tried to make a tiny bit of a move, but no return.
There's your 2-minute warning. Okay.
All right, so we'll see McKee come back out for a little 2-minute drill. As Nap Time is asking, y'all do picks for tickets yet? Not yet. Nope. Not yet. We're going to do it in the third quarter at some point. So for anyone interested to get some last-minute entries in, you got a little bit more time. Yeah, I feel like that's that going back to the kind of that strange series, really. It could have been Eagles ball at Indy's 20 or so.
Yeah.
If they'd recovered that fumble. But it seems like, I could be wrong, it seems like it'll be the feast or famine, like with Anthony Richardson, we've talked about it. He's got all the tools. We've seen some crazy throws, I guess good and bad to that point. But it feels like it's going to be that effect with him and Steichen. I wish them the best. I really do. I really hope that Shane has a great tenure in Indy. And we've seen what he can do with quarterbacks. So I think it'll be good there. But in terms of like just the throws and the accuracy, I think it's going to be, you see some crazy stuff like that, but then you see a really awesome throw like he had to Downs there. It should have been caught. I mean, throws an absolute strike. But it's going to be kind of back and forth. So it'll be interesting to see how he can do.
Naptime, asked about the tickets. If you Naptime, I'm sure, has entered previous live shows. More chances you can still enter between now and when we go ahead and draw. So if you want to go ahead and do that, be sure to dump a super chat as soon as you can because you're going to run out of time here. It's getting really, really close. Slashing Santa says, really would like to see the starters at least one drive. That was a fumble in ours. I don't like how that went. Yeah, I mean, I would have too. It would have been something to talk about, but it seems like the roster is basically made. I mean, there are probably 4 or 5 slots that are still kind of up in the air, but they're not really up in the air anymore. I mean, Philadelphia has basically tipped their hat on what this depth chart's going to look like, and now you just kind of wait for what's going to be a very interesting cut down from 90 to 53.
Yeah, I want to be curious to see. There's several names on there. We've kind of talked about it before, but it's like just because someone gets cut, obviously that doesn't mean they're not with a team. It's just you hope that, okay, maybe you can sneak them onto the practice squad. But I think a lot of that goes into like, coaches even talking about like, who do we like? And if there's maybe if it's a dead tie, basically, do you go with the player that you're like, okay, we think we probably could sneak them onto the practice squad easier for them to clear waivers versus another? I don't know, but that'll be interesting to see.
Let's get Justin Martino for 10 or 5 more entries into the ticket giveaway. Another 5 for McKee, looking like a stud. There you go. I bet Tanner McKee appreciates that. He's looked good.
Got you down.
Not as good tonight as he has the past couple of nights, but, not too bad nonetheless. We got you down there for 5 more. Let's see what McKee can do with a 2-minute drive here.
Here we go. 1st and 10, ball at the 23. McKee, the fake handoff in the shotgun. Dropping back, has some time, finds the man over here. It's Jackson who's caught at the 38 and runs out of bounds around the 43-yard line. So you got a gain of about 20 or so. That was a great throw and catch.
Jackson sighting, huh? Boy, you don't see that often.
His name has not been there. Yeah, he's been a lot of overshadowed by several of the other tight ends. But that was a good play there. Got him kind of out in space. McKee finds him. Good throw and catch. 1st down, out of bounds. Stopping the clock.
He's massive. He's a big dude.
He is. Now the ball at the 43, a fake handoff in the shotgun. McKee finds out right side Dan Arnold for a completion of 5 and steps out of bounds. This is good. This is what you love to see. It's second and 5, 1:42 on the clock. You have all 3 timeouts. I mean, these are the types of plays I think are series that, especially in terms of like NFL progression and what you want to see from a quarterback. You're getting McKee the chance to run a 2-minute offense against, granted, it's now the Colts backups in terms of the defense, but still, you're getting that type of situational football that obviously Nick and staff love to talk about.
Yeah, you get that first down, and that kind of helps the drive get started here as they're almost across the 50.
Yep, ball at the 47, 2nd and 6, finds Jackson again on the right side, makes a man miss, and gets the 1st down, picks up about a gain of 8 or so. It'll be 1st down as the time ticks, 1:30 left. They're going to go hurry up.
Tyree Jackson looks good on those passes. Those past 2 catches alone have me excited for his potential.
Yeah, it's always the question of how can you fit him on the roster? Where does he play there? But got some potential for sure. As McKee in the hurry up goes again to Deion Kane, finds him at about the 38 and gets out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 2, so a gain of 8 there with 1:09 on the clock, and the Eagles still have all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, good job getting out of bounds too. You got to be going forward. You can't be going laterally out of bounds. And as you mentioned, all 3 timeouts still sit there, 1:09 to go. Another solid 2-minute drive here from Mr. Tanner McKee.
Looking good. As Michael Flynn says, I'd like to see Tanner throw a touchdown here. I would too. I think everyone would. We want to see this from Tanner. He's had some good throws. He's had some not so great throws, but playing against the starters. So 108, 2nd and 3. 1st down completion to Dan Arnold over the middle, about a gain of 5. 104 on the clock. Looks like the Eagles will probably use a timeout. The clock stopped there. So timeout. 2 left. 1st and 10. 104 on the clock. You got plenty of time here. Plenty of time in Indy territory.
Let's get a Reed Ponak $7 entry into the ticket giveaway here. Case for Smitty over Brown in fantasy. I mean, if you're in PPR, you take Smitty over Brown for sure. And I'm not saying Brown's going to be a slouch this year, but Devontae Smith had a training camp. They both did, but Devontae Smith, I mean, year 3 is when he popped at Alabama. Year 3 feels like it's when he's going to really pop. I mean, he had 95 catches and 1,000 yards last year, but I mean, you could really move him into the upper echelon of elite receivers in the league after what he potentially can do this year.
I wouldn't disagree with it. I think he's going to have a great season, although there's an interesting maybe counter argument to that I'll share here maybe in a second. But First and 10, McKee over the middle, throws a strike to,
Oh,
oh, it's fumbled by
oh!
Ngata. Look, he had the first down, he fumbles, and the Colts are going to recover it. Oh, my gosh. That was great slant route, and McKee had to thread the needle there. He made the catch, looked like he did have time to make a football move, and then fumbled, and the Colts are going to take over. 54 seconds left on the clock. Gosh, you hate to see that.
Jeez. Yeah, it's one of those plays that could get you cut. I mean, it's a good hat on the football play by the Colts safety, but you just cannot do that. That is not supposed to happen under a minute to go, trying to wrap up this drive to, get within a point with a field goal or take the lead with a touchdown.
Gosh, that is, they were moving so well too, and then to have a drive-killing turnover like that. Brian Kenner says 86 gone. Maybe so. This is not a good look, but the Colts still going to try to do something here. Richardson back out, first and 10, 52 seconds, throws a long pass down the right side, overthrows Pittman, but Eli Ricks in good coverage there. Second and 10.
Yeah, that was one of those quick shot plays to try to get that first down. They got 3 timeouts, though, with still 48 seconds left, and I guess the plan was AR for a half, as he's going to finish this thing out.
Still kind of surprising there, but so Richardson in the gun, Hole the running back to the left. He's got two wide receivers to the right. Second and 10, takes the snap, little low, gets it, plenty of time in the pocket, delivers a strike over the middle, and it's broken up. Eli Ricks again in coverage. He has been looking good. There's been several plays now, obviously, that he's made the pass breakup or been right there. And we talked about it. I mean, he's obviously one of those guys. Do you keep 7 corners, even if you're keeping only 6? Does he possibly sneak in? I think it's got to be if you keep 7 that he potentially gets in there. But he's making a case. He's played very well.
That was another big throw across the middle by Anthony Richardson. I mean, the guy's got a cannon for an arm. Holy cow.
When he actually unloads, it's just different. Third and 10. Richardson, the shotgun, takes the snap, a little pressure, gets it out to the left side, and it's incomplete, intended for, looks like Pence there, I believe. Mekhi Garner in coverage, but a little bit of an overthrow, and it'll be 4th down, and the Colts will punt. 38 seconds, 2 timeouts for the Eagles.
Let's get an Alfonso Godilla super chat here. 10 entries, says, can't wait for the regular season. Season will never forget. Championship emoji, # fly goes fly. Appreciate the entry, 10 there.
Appreciate that.
There's something about this season, man. There's something about this season that just feels, it's unlike anything I think I've ever felt going into a season. And, you almost get a little numb just talking about practice stuff and preseason stuff. And when the season starts, it's going to come quick. It's going to go quick. And I can't wait. I just absolutely cannot wait.
Same here. There's a special feel as there's the punt, the Birds. I kind of missed that entering the super chat, but didn't look like much of a return. Did I miss anything there? Okay.
No, about a 5-yard return.
All right, but still enough time. I mean, you got 2 timeouts, so maybe get here in field goal range, possibly even go get a score. Maybe Joseph Ngata can make up for the fumble there. Not a great look on that last drive.
Option, yeah. Gonna have to.
Yeah, it's interesting. You got Brian Kenner saying Ricks deserves to be here. We talking about the corners game. We can talk about that here in a bit, but I think he's making a case for sure as McKee takes the snap and shotgun, rolls out right, finds Trey Sermon, but it's incomplete. He'll bring up 2nd down, 22 seconds left on the clock. So interesting seeing Sermon back in there after Kennedy Brooks got a drive? 1 drive? 2 drives?
2 drives so far, yes. Seems like just spelling Sermon there. Nice little look at Bryce Young versus C.J. Stroud versus Anthony Richardson in the preseason so far, all of which have struggled. I mean, C.J. Stroud and Richardson have thrown interceptions. Bryce Young's been hit a bunch. Life of being a rookie quarterback in the National Football League. It's never easy.
Especially take time to get adjusting, as McKee is certainly here. So 2nd and 10 in shotgun, finds Dan Arnold over the middle. He's going to pick up about 5 as he's hit, and there's a flag on the play. He had a little bit of a crosser over the middle, and looks like we're going to get a block.
Legal hands to the face.
Legal hands to the face, okay.
Yeah, that one went on Tyler Steen. Yep. See how bad it was here. He's working on the right side. Yeah, he starts to panic a little bit and grabs that face mask and never really let go. But he basically saved Tanner McKee from getting obliterated by a defensive tackle. So, you win some, you lose some there.
Kind of had to do that, but yeah, it's pushing him pretty far back now. So 2nd and 20 at the 30-yard line, 15 seconds. McKee going to drop back, find Sermon over the middle, little dump off pass, and can't make the first guy miss as he's brought down at about the 37-yard line. So 9 seconds left.
Timeout.
The Eagles will call timeout. So they're not surrendering completely. There's still a chance. I mean, you get a long completion maybe, call timeout. We know Jake has on the field range, so just get him anywhere basically. So
they got some size in there. They just subbed in Jaden Hasselwood. Looks like Tyree Jackson in as well. I mean, maybe 9 seconds left. You Hail Mary it. A deep out is your best option, but you're running out of time here. This might be the Hail Mary throw.
Yeah, possibly so. They definitely have the look for it. Yeah, you're right. They've got the 4 receivers. McKee in the shotgun. Sermon to his right. He's going to drop back. Enough time. Dumps it over the middle. Sermon, and he juggles it and drops it. So 4th and 12, 4 seconds left.
What a long final minute of this football game. This feels like the final 30 seconds of an NBA playoff game. It's slow.
There's just a lot here.
So many incompletions.
It's a decent throw. I mean, it's a tiny bit high, really, but Sermon easily could have had that. I know he had a linebacker trailing him in coverage, but 4th and 12, offense is going to stay. You might as well. I mean, 4 seconds. So just throw it up there. Might be able to Hail Mary. I don't know. McKee's got an arm here. It looks like they'll call timeout.
Jeez. Let's sneak in a couple super chats during this timeout. Hi, Philly guy. 419, 10 entries, late 10 for the win. Let's go Birds. There you go. Hey, you still got time.
Let's go.
We're doing it in the third quarter, but a good time to get it in. Better late than never is the thought process there. As Hi Philly Sports Guy 419 is getting in on the ticket giveaway happening during the third quarter. Let's go ahead and make sure we get a couple of others here. While Wildebeest Davenport with 2 entries saying Eli Ricks is a beast. He's good. He's definitely good. Definitely good.
Mm-hmm. He has a chance. He's going to have a... All right, I got High Philly guys. As McKee's back out on the field, he's going to launch it pretty deep to the right side, out of bounds, and that will be the half intended for Johnny King. So 17-13. If you had Colts first half money line, congrats.
Congratulations. Yeah. Sounds like we did not. But did you get Will DeBeast Davenport?
I did not. Nope, that was the one that I needed to.
Okay, it's up on the screen.
The other one. Yep, got it there now. 2 entries.
And then we'll go ahead and throw up Alex Santana. 10 more. One last chat before the drawing. That's right, third quarter, getting ready for the drawing. Probably about halfway through, maybe a little longer. But yeah, you want your last couple of entries. Now is the time.
Got you down.
All right, halftime here. I am going to run to the restroom as Josh is going to hold down the fort. I will be right back.
See the nap time comment. Mott needs Red Bull. Give him wings. Kudos to Thomas, though. I mean, for anyone that didn't know, he's in Europe, so I think the body clock for him is feeling like it's about 2 or 3 a.m. right now. All right, let's see. You got the Tyke 192 super chat. Let me get that down. Hoping for Smitty to have a big year. I am too, man. We talked about it earlier, but I really think that Smitty could have a bigger year than AJ. I think they'll both have great seasons, but there's just something about like the Slim Reaper, man. It's just he's continues to make those progressions, his footwork, his route running. I think teams are obviously keying off of AJ too, so it wouldn't surprise me at all. Like in fantasy, there's definitely I would have no qualms going with Devontae over AJ there. it'll be just interesting to see. Although, what do you guys think about like Devontae's eating habits? I can't tell if this is like a legit thing or not, or he's just like, I mean, he's just a freak. And I know he's young, so I guess your body can do whatever at that point. I think I remember those days, but apparently, what his diet is like McDonald's and 4 hours of sleep too. His sleep schedule. He's like, I play better with 4 hours of sleep. If I get 8 hours a night, I'm gonna be a wreck. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's what makes him so good. But to me, I'm like, man, if I don't get 8 hours, I'm a wreck. If I get 4 hours, I mean, I can't function, let alone you want me to try to play something athletically? That guy's ridiculous. I don't know if you can hear us yet.
There we are. We're back.
Okay. I was saying,
Stand up
did you get a Red Bull?
No, I didn't. I did see that
Okay.
comment from
Yeah.
nap time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't feel any jet lag today, and suddenly we start doing this, and the jet lag is getting crazy.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was telling
Crazy.
everybody.
Man,
Yeah, I was telling him
We're good,
your
though.
body clock is
not
way
happening.
different at this point. But kudos to you for sticking around. So
did you get this Tyke 192 super chat?
yes, yep,
5
we're good
big
there.
year from Smitty.
We did.
All right.
I was bringing up the fact. I think we were talking about it earlier as well. But the whole like diet that Smitty has, and
Yes,
he's saying
the
he only
sleep.
does it off of McDonald's, and his sleep schedule. Speaking
I don't know how
of
he
sleep,
does that.
that you could probably
I don't know
use,
how
but
he does that.
I'm like, man, he's trolling. There's no way. 4 hours of sleep. He's saying if I get 8 hours, he feels like a what? He's just
Doesn't
like
make any
groggy
sense.
or whatever the entire
Any
day.
sense.
So
How many hours are you
There's
getting
no way.
these days? What's the sleep time? I get a solid 7 each night, I'd say. I
Yeah.
think I get a solid 7.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Mine's kind of all over the place. I mean, with anybody who's got a kid knows it changes. It ebbs and flows. So you get what you can when you can, and other times you just load up on caffeine or whatever your drink of choice is. But I mean, again, to go to Smitty, like he's a professional athlete.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's apparently not getting that much sleep, I don't know. Someone says
Yeah.
5-hour energy here. I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
it seems that
it
way.
helps. I get jittery with anything really. I don't even do much coffee. I can't. I like coffee, but most of the time, if I do it, I get the shakes. So I can't. I
A
can't
little
do
bit
it too
too
much.
much. Well, the sleep's going to come down when baby number 2 happens. So,
Yeah, that's true.
R.I.P. Hang in there. Gonna be a little
Trying
tired.
to
It
trying to
happens.
brace for that.
Welcome back in, a couple people who are joining us to getting ready for the ticket giveaway. Gonna be probably midway through the third quarter. We got a little bit of time, and so we're gonna go ahead and do it. Make sure people can, get the final entries in if they want to. First half was, fine. I think it's hard to judge the first team offense of the Colts, mainly the first team offensive and defensive line, versus the backups for Philadelphia for one drive, which they did score on after a nice Devin Allen return, and then the backups. No real flashy plays, though. I mean, from both football teams, there's no, Sidney Brown sack. There's no interception. It's just been a little bit of a boring first half, mainly because there's no Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter to watch every single snap. I mean, those are the guys we were dying to see,
true.
and they're both out getting ready for the regular season, and, what are you going to do?
That is true. Yeah, I think we're used to that because it's one play and it's like, oh my gosh, they did this. But yeah, it's a little bit of a dull game so far. I mean, I think at this point, I'd say if we're going to talk about any highlight or any play that was kind of like, wow, okay, that's what we could talk about for the first half. Probably the first play. I mean, Devin Allen with his return, because besides that, it's really been, if they're going to score, you kind of march down on that first
Yeah.
drive. The Colts kind of the same way, just continually, slowly, gradually get down there. There's been some penalties. I don't know. There's not a whole lot. Eli Ricks has played well. I know we mentioned him, but I don't know. There's not a whole lot of plays where I can look at it and go, yeah, that was just something super impressive. Tanner McKee's looked okay, but again, like we talked about, he's playing against the starters of the Colts for at least probably, was it 3 drives, I think,
Something
before he
like
started
that.
playing against the backups?
Close to, yeah.
So I don't know.
Slashing Santa, 5 entries. Again, another step for Thomas's engagement. Thank you very much, even though I won't win, LOL. Boy, Engagement, so much fun. What a great trip. Now, though, wedding planning mode. I was being texted some venues today by the old fiance. And it's like,
Oh, are
okay, all
you
right.
okay?
What?
That starts pretty quick.
How much of a say do I have in this sort of thing? It feels like you just kind of let them run with it, right? Because what am I gonna do? Pick one, and then she goes, I don't like that one. Okay, well, you pick whatever one you want.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I have indoor. My preference is indoor ceremony, because I don't want to stand outside and sweat to death. Okay, that's my thing. I hate going to weddings where you sweat to death. Not a fan.
I totally agree. Yes,
Can't
make
stand
sure
it.
on that. I guess
That's
the
my,
question I was going to
one
have,
thing.
and this may be one of those that I don't know. It kind of gets old very quickly because everyone's like, "Hey, congrats, you're engaged," all this other stuff, and then very quickly the next question is, "When's the wedding?" So, are y'all still working
Don't
on
ask
that?
me. Don't ask
You
me.
have it figured out yet?
Spring.
Spring. Okay. All right. So I was
Spring.
going to say, with you saying being indoor, then in that case, for sure, I
Definitely.
the whole just be sweating the entire time is definitely not enjoyable.
Not a fan. Matthew Bear, 20 entries. Hola, soy Dora. Congrats on your engagement, Thomas. Gracias, right? I appreciate that, Matthew. Appreciate that. 20 entries, though. We're getting close. I mean, we are
Awesome.
T minus, 15? 20 minutes? There's a chance.
I
There's
think
a chance
so.
we're going to be doing the drawing here pretty soon. How about Greg Tyson? 30 entries into the ticket giveaway. Greg, we appreciate that. If you have just joined us, as Greg says, congrats on the engagement. If you've just joined us, you got about half a quarter of football time left where we go ahead and spin the wheel. As the wheel is getting ready. As Josh is the man who prepares the wheel. He's getting the wheel ready to go, and then we're going to go ahead and give away these tickets. So if you have not done a super chat yet, now is your kind of not final call, but getting close to being the final call there in terms of your chance to win. Do you have the wheel at least to see who's leading in the entries? Who's going to have the biggest piece of that pie? Are you able to look yet?
Yeah, I do. There's a couple here. It looks like David Moore is going to be the leader.
Okay.
But Andrea Bland is very close. Matt Martin has quite a bit. Romeo Talon has a lot as well. I think those are kind of the big ones. Donatello Dragon, he kind of just slowly kept trickling in. So he's got quite a few. And Alfonso Gudea, he's got a lot as well. Those are probably the biggest ones, I think. If I'm overlooking you, I apologize. I do have them all. This wheel is just like, it is so congested at this point with the number of entries, but everyone's got a chance. All of the entries are down.
Yes.
It's gonna be wild. These names here are just it's insane. I think we have a total of 139 different people who've entered. So
okay.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
All right, room for a couple more if you have not gone ahead and done it. Shane Baker says, congrats, Thomas. Didn't know you were actually proposing. I guess saying Mr. Mott a couple shows ago, I was right. You were. I just couldn't say anything. I've had that plan for 4 months, and every single show people would say, oh, Mrs. Mott. I was like, well, we're a month away or half a month away. Josh is known for a while, too. I told him. Obviously, she did not know, so that's part of the whole secret.
I loved it that she didn't know, especially after the last live, whenever you texted me and you're like, I threw off the scent for saying, where all are you going? That was great. That made it even better.
You had to throw her off the scent because she was wanting to know. So very fun stuff there overall. Okay, so this Kelsey documentary, by the way, I know that you talked about this on your show. How cool is that going to be? That you're going to get to go ahead and see, you're going to get to see Jason Kelsey's final year on Amazon Prime. I mean, talk about this documentary. That's going to be fantastic. Very, very excited about that.
Oh yeah, I am excited. The only downside, and I've talked about it a little bit, it'd be a little bit hard, as is any and all of the Eagles content that references the Super Bowl. Like that's just, it's not the easiest watch to go back and see that. But yes, as far as just like the behind the scenes in the mind of or in the head of Jason Kelsey, I mean, what an awesome guy. And yes, he did get in the fight or the cheap shot that he took.
Sure.
But I think it even speaks to his character too, and both of us have talked about it a little bit, but to admit when you're wrong, like to come out and say like, that's not me, that shouldn't have done that. It was a lot of character to actually come back to the press conference and say, hey, I want to talk to you guys about what happened. So it just speaks to his character there. But yeah, like all the stuff behind the scenes, the charity events, the preview was already incredible. So I can't wait to watch it.
Palm Tree says, how's Al's AER 5 looking? Pretty good. I mean, you're against the Eagle backups, but after that first drive kind of stumbled for the Indianapolis Colts, they weren't able to get a first down. He's had successive scoring drives. He's had some pretty good throws. And listen, the Colts are going to be a team that you play week to week who you will beat and you should beat, and they'll get 7 or 8 wins. I think the roster is decent enough for 7, maybe 6. But this is a team that is building for the long term. They're going to trade Jonathan Taylor over the next couple of days, whether it's to Philadelphia or not, who knows. But this is a football team that wants to have draft picks, that wants to sign players this coming off season while AR5 is on his rookie contract and try and duplicate what Philadelphia did, right? I mean, that is the main, I would say, blueprint for a lot of these mobile quarterbacks who've come into the league over the past couple of years. Justin Fields, AR5. You can throw in Bryce Young there if you want, although not as good of a runner, but still. You want to get to a situation where you have a good offensive line, that you have a comfortable running game, and you build around your players. And we've seen that by a lot of teams, especially the Bears this past offseason, where it is going to be a very similar offense in Chicago with a very similar emphasis on making sure that Justin Fields has as many weapons as he possibly can. Now, the Eagles have done the best with the blueprint. They've developed the blueprint, but you can see Shane Steichen and the Colts trying to go ahead and do that.
Yep, and I'm interested to see it. Again, to your point there, I mean, he's played fairly well. He's had some overthrows. He had some mistakes. He's a rookie. That's going to happen. I think we've seen the potential, but also it might be a little feast or famine at times. I didn't realize that, or I guess I missed it until I'm seeing the highlights here. But AR doing the birds flapping of the wings after the score. So mock the bench players, I guess. Whatever, sure, but yeah, it'll be back and forth. I do wish Shane Steichen well. I hope it goes well.
All right, Eagles are going to kick this one off. It'll be the Colts to start the second half, and I have a feeling you're about to get some Minshew mania here, back where he has a couple of nice plays over the course of his very, very short and young Eagle career. Let's see who trots out on the field right now to start this third quarter. I don't know. They have not given us a look yet, so we are unsure. Trey Sermon, 12 for 19 and a touchdown. He's had a rushing touchdown in each of the 3 Eagles preseason games. McKee went 15 of 27 for a $139. Richardson, 6 of 17. He only had 6 completions, really? For 78 yards. He ran the football 5 times for 38 yards as well. As we are still waiting to see who the starting quarterback is to start the second half, and it is Gardner Minshew from his own 25-yard line. Let's get this party started here. Minshew in the gun. Takes the snap. He's going to turn give. That's a run up the middle and a decent one. Tackle met by Ben Van Sumeren and it looked like Sidney Brown, but not until the Colt carrier got the ball to about the 33-yard line. A 7-yard gain. Be second down and short. Matthew Bear, 20 more entries into our ticket giveaway. Spilled a couple of apple juice on me. Now I'm angry. All right, well. Hey, you do it again, you do another 20, right? Come on. Maybe you're going to get a jersey, or sorry, tickets to mop up your troubles there.
Never know.
Let me know when you got that one down. We have an injured Colt offensive lineman down on his back. They're going to go for a timeout here, as this is a slow final Eagles preseason game. Very slow.
Little too slow for the last game. Be nice to just move this thing right along. The good news is it's the last one, right? So at least we're getting closer to actual meaningful football. Yeah, to your point earlier, I know we're mentioning just kind of watching the different matchups, the positional battles, what we wanted to see. It has been a slow game, and it's also been one I don't know if we've seen really much at all to say like one particular player is winning out or moving up the depth chart or anything like that. The only one I guess that would come to mind is Eli Ricks. I think that he's played well enough so far. He's made some plays, definitely in the first half, where if the Birds are going to consider carrying 7 cornerbacks, I could see him, having vaulted up the spot because it's interesting. He didn't really seem to have a great training camp early on because we hardly heard his name, right? Like it was if anyone, it was Mekhi Garner. Like Garner was making plays, he was being physical, but now in the games we're seeing Eli Ricks actually show up. So I think of anyone else, it would be him.
Cart's out on the field for the Colts injured offensive lineman. We have not seen who that is, and I don't have all of the Colts players memorized. But tough blow there. It looks like it's a knee injury. Shane Baker says, when are y'all picking the ticket winner? I'm going to switch over to the game for a few plays. When do you want to do it? You want to put a time marker on it during the third quarter with the game clock? Let's give people an actual time here.
Yeah, we could do that.
Five to go?
Whatever. So sure.
5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go. We're gonna spin the wheel. There you go. People want to check back in. 5 minutes to go here. We're gonna go ahead and spin this wheel.
Works for me. Let's do it.
All right. So 14:43 right now on the clock in the third quarter. So gonna have some time, but it's gonna go pretty quick. As Pinter went ahead and was injured there. Boy, the flow for Minshew has been growing out since he left Philadelphia. It's definitely been growing. Here's a 2nd down and 1 from the Colt 35-yard line. Turn, give, run up the middle. Another nice gain there by that Colt running back across the 40-yard line. 1st down. All right, 1st down and 10 from the 40. 14 minutes to go in the third quarter. Minshew under center. 2 receivers stacked to the near side. Takes the snap. He's going to turn, give. That's going to be another run left side. Tackled by Van Sumeren there. Sumeren feels like a practice squad guy. It definitely feels like he is locked into the practice squad for the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's the right place to be. He's definitely not ready to start or even be a backup with Nicholas Morrow and Christian Elliss playing some good football over the past couple of weeks. But Sumeren's getting a lot of action with the third-team guys over the course of these 3 preseason games and getting some more action here on what's going to be a 2nd down and 6 for Minshew and the Colts. All right, Minshew in the gun, 2 receivers to the far side, takes a snap, blitz coming, steps up, throws right. That's going to be an open catch, and it's Josiah Scott in coverage, but not before the Colt receiver gets another gain of 6, another 1st down for Indianapolis, stopping the clock with 13:13 to go. How about Jonathan Miramontes giving you the bare minimum here, but he's trying to get his 1 entry in. That'll do it.
I see that.
1 entry.
It works still.
It works. It works still. All right, 1 entry into the ticket giveaway as we have another 1st down for the Indianapolis Colts across the Eagle 50 up to the 48. Minshew in the gun. Here's going to be a play fake. No, he's going to give it off. Run right side. And another tackle there, but not after a gain of 4 with some pushing and shoving down at the end as this clock continues to run to 12:30 to go in the third quarter. If you're just joining us, we're doing that final, really going to spin the wheel for the tickets during the 5-minute mark in the third quarter. Dave King wants 20 more entries. Felt better last year with Minshew as a backup. You know, we get a little hate on Gardner Minshew. Think about the Saints game. He played just fine. He's a very solid backup and a good mentor for Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis.
Yeah, he definitely did. I mean, certainly serviceable. Again, he's a backup. You're going to get what you get, I guess, out of a backup, but he was pretty good.
Toss to the right there. That's another 1st down. Another good throw there by Gardner Minshew. Winfrey on the catch. Looked like it was Keely Ringo in coverage. Make sure we got Dave's Super Chat locked in. I believe you have that one ready to go. Right on. If you want to get your final Super Chats in, now's your chance. As we approach the 5-minute mark, that's when we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel. Good drive here by the Colts. 1st down and 10, 11:42 to go first quarter. Minshew in the gun. This is a play fake. Throws across the middle. Wide open is the tight end. That's another 1st down. Kayvon Wallace on the tackle there. Looked like a late hit by the Colts offensive lineman, but there is going to be a flag. Okay, I was wondering. That was a really late hit by Skipper. Really late hit, and it's going to cost him 15 yards.
Yeah, I was wondering for a second because it didn't come in, and I was like, "Wait a second, that didn't look right."
These 2 teams don't like each other. I mean, listen, you got the The joint practices, the Colts thought that Philadelphia played a little dirty. That's what they would say. Philadelphia would deny that. But Derek Barnett had a fight. Jason Kelce had a late hit. Now here comes a little bit of a late hit on Kayvon Wallace, it seems. Yeah, that is really tough to see there. And that should cost him 15 yards. City Brown is still in, by the way. I see that from Adam 1457. He is still in. Nap time. That's what I need right now. Super Chat, 5 entries. Do one more jersey giveaway. You know we will give more than enough to kick off the new season. We will, probably during the regular season. Tonight's just tickets. But we will do more jersey giveaways for sure. Don't worry. We're going to do might do a giveaway, a live show during the NFL games this year, during the Eagle games. That's probably going to happen. Appreciate the 5, though.
Got you down.
Wildebeest says Ringo looks lazy out there. I don't know. He's just not starter material yet as a rookie. First down and 10, 11-16 to go. Here's a give handoff right side. The Colt running back gets across the, the 35, gain of about 2. It'll be second down and 8.
Yeah, going back to the Ringo comment, there is something to that. I agree. He's not starter quality yet. There's potential. That's what the Birds see in him, obviously. I think that, he's for sure, in my mind, he's for sure going to make the roster, and there's something there. But still, the intensity-wise, I would agree. Like, you see a difference between him and Eli Ricks, at least just to the eye test. Just watch the physicality and being all over the field.
Ricks is the other corner at the bottom of the screen. Minshew takes the snap, pressure coming, looks right, throws. That is the receiver that Ringo was covering, and another first down. This one's Sherrod Perryman, I believe. And that is, again, another first down there. As Gardner Minshew, Kenyon Drake to his left. I believe that's Kenyon Drake. Drake to his left. Makes another solid throw across the middle and moves the chains. It's the benefit of having a solid backup. You get these wide receivers to have some good throws during preseason. First down and 10 from the Eagle 20, just inside the red zone. Here's a give by Minshew up the middle. Another nice run there. Look like Sidney Brown, the last minute to get to Drake. That's another 6-yard gain and a solid drive on what will be a disappointing drive, I think, for Sean Desai and this 3rd and 4th string defense.
Yeah, you'd like to see a stop here. They just kind of march down. Minshew kind of getting whatever he wants. Obviously, it's been a little bit of a mismatch up to this point because it's kind of been Colts starters versus 3rd or 4th string, but it's a little bit more of an even playing field now.
Second down and 4, 9:33 to go in a 17-13 game. Colts driving here. And it looks like the Eagles jumped off sides. We got flags flying. Couple of birds jumped across the line. And that might be an automatic first down. Yeah, Minshew starting 4 for 4. Not a bad start there. Not a bad start for Gardner Minshew. Philadelphia off sides, and they will have more penalties to watch in terms of film going into the weekend, as they have had way more than the Colts so far tonight. Look like Patrick Robinson.
Not great. Yeah. Sirianni's mentioned that a couple of times, too, that the pre-snap penalties keep being an issue from what we've heard at training camp, so I'm sure he's not going to like this.
First down and goal now for Minshew on his opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Ball sitting about the 8-yard line. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Drake, the running back to the right of Minshew, takes a snap. 4-man rush. Looks right, throws wide open. And that'll be a touchdown for the Indianapolis Colts. Boy, that was quite the drive there from Gardner Minshew, as Sean Desai and the Eagle defense looked a little rough.
Yeah, that was definitely someone blew the coverage there. The defense was circled back up afterwards. I'm sure they're talking about who that should have been, but Keely Ringo was over there. It's just I couldn't tell if he's supposed to pass the guy up if it was zone or if he's actually was supposed to take the receiver. But yeah, obviously that was no contest for the touchdown.
Elijah L, 10 entries into our ticket giveaway. If you guys are just joining us, you're wondering when it's happening. You got about 4 minutes of NFL time, so however long that is. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, unsure, but drop those final super chats. You're running out of time here. And of course, make sure you're subbed to both channels. Get that one in from Elijah L. That's 10 entries there. And then you got 5 more here from Finesse the God, Thagod, as he wants to make sure that he's getting his entries in as well, as the Eagles are going to commercial break right now. And the extra point is up and good, and it will be 24-13 as the Colts continue to pull away a little bit here from Philadelphia. Looks like Philadelphia going to go 0-3 in the preseason. Doesn't matter. The Baltimore Ravens go 24-0. Had their first loss against the Washington Commanders a couple of days ago, and You know, they still won a Super Bowl, so you can't say, yeah, you don't win every single game. But I think a little disappointing the backups are going to be unable to pull off a win for Philadelphia. It's still early in the second half, but right now, you're looking at an 11-point game. It's not looking that good.
Yeah, not great. Again, to your point, it's just preseason, but there's some other elements that you'd like to see of maybe make it somewhat competitive, but it was kind of nice to see Baltimore lose that streak. Yeah,
It was.
And even the way that it was maybe a little comical, the way that Washington celebrated the win there. I mean, a win's a win. You should say that, but it is a preseason game, so I don't know the beauty here, and hopefully, can't remember who it was for the Colts that got injured there off of the card. Hopefully he's okay, but there's not near the injuries like we saw in Cleveland, so I think that's a big plus. Hopefully that continues. You finish out the game here. Just no major injuries. Nobody wants to see that in the preseason.
Jonathan Miramontes, 5 entries into the ticket giveaway, getting those last couple of ones in. As, again, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. We're going to spin that wheel, and there's about 9 minutes left to go. So depending on how many runs the Eagle offense does over the next couple of minutes when they finally kick this one off, following the Gardner Minshew passing touchdown, it's going to happen here pretty soon. We've been waiting months for this. I mean, it's very exciting. We've been taking entries for a long time. Again, 2 tickets to the regular season game of your choice for the Philadelphia Eagles. Pretty fun.
I'm looking forward to it. And I'm interested to see, too, whoever wins, what game they pick. Because as we've talked about, the Dallas game is 99.9% sure that we're going to be there. And then in Dallas, Eagles in Dallas. But then the other one, question, maybe we go to the Philly game. That'd be against probably Miami. So it'd be cool. It'd be cool to meet up. But if not, if you're in a closer area, either on the road or you want to go to a different game, that'll be your choice.
Yeah, all right. Colts are going to go ahead and kick this one off. Pretty good crowd at the Link tonight. I mean, final preseason game, I'm sure there were some people hoping to see Jalen Hurts in this offense on a cheaper ticket. Of course, they no luck there. Looks like Devin Allen's going to get to return this. There's a pooch kick to the 10-yard line. Allen makes a couple of men miss, gets tackled at 25. Listen, I've seen enough just tonight to have him be your primary kick returner, honestly. I mean, it's still, it's early, but I would 100% be okay with that.
I agree. There's no issues with that so far. Again, from what we've seen from other guys, and he's shown the speed and the quickness, and also somewhat the vision. That was really, I think, all of our question, your concern is like, okay, he's got the ability with his speed, but does he have the vision as a kick returner? And he definitely did on the very first one. He's done pretty good so far, so why not?
McKee takes a snap from the 25-yard line, turns, throws. That one's caught by the tight end across the 30-yard line for a gain of 5. Let's throw him another 5 up on your screen from Elfence. He wants the 49er game for sure if he wins. Underrated game. I think people are forgetting about that one. In week 12, I believe, in Philadelphia. That's the revenge game they keep talking about. We'll see what quarterback they're on as they announce that Trey Lance will be the 3rd stringer this year. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that is brutal. 8:33 to go, 3rd quarter, 2nd down and 5. McKee's going to turn, gives a sermon, running on the right side behind Tyler Steen. Legs churned for maybe a yard, maybe 2. And you're going to have a 3rd down and short for Philadelphia in this Brian Johnson-led offense. Let's get an Elijah J. Super Chat entry in. 10 more from Elijah J. Making sure he has a chance at his tickets. Elijah, we got you down. As we tick below 8 minutes to go. Getting closer and closer, spinning that wheel. How about this entry here? Well, let's get after the 3rd down call. Dave King throwing a Super Chat of the night tonight. He wants to win these tickets. Let's see what the Tanner McKee can do first before we go ahead and read it. Here comes a 4-man pressure. Empty set. Shotgun. Throw across the middle. That's caught. Jackson short of the line to gain. Puts the head down. Bulls forward. He got the 1st down. Good work there from Tyree Jackson. He's had a good night and seemingly could be one of the tight ends that might make the roster. Here's 50 entries from Dave
Got you down.
Eagles fan stuck in Texas. Drive to Dallas or KC? That's an interesting question. I mean, Dallas is one we're going to go to. It's going to be fun. But I think Arrowhead would be a very fun road game.
That would definitely be
very fun road game.
I would love to go and experience Arrowhead. That would be fun. But I mean, my own bias is we're going to be in Dallas, Dave. So if you want to watch the game together, that'd be cool. But if not, no worries.
Eagles go for a 4th down and inches, and Sermon barrels forward and gets that 1st down. Dave, we appreciate that. That's a big one right there. Let's make sure we get Mike in here. MYKE. 5 entries. Either Kelly Green games work for me. So you're talking about Buffalo or the Dolphin game, both of which are going to be at home in those AFC North games, which are going to be a lot of fun. Cold Philadelphia against some really, really good opponents. You got down for 5 more there, Mike, as we get closer to the 5-minute mark. 6:36. You guys are running out of time. Get those entries in.
Down.
All right, first down and 10. Sermon on his 25th yard on 14 carries of the night. McKee goes under center from the 38-yard line. First down and 10. Takes the snap, turn, gives Sermon. Nice hole on the left side. There he goes to the 40. Across the 50. A flag flies in as he gets tackled down at the 46-yard line. Trey Sermon looks like he's a little banged up, too. I think this one's going to come back, though, unfortunately. It is coming back.
That was a good run, though, too.
It'd be a hold on Philadelphia. That one's going to be negated. That would have been the biggest run of the night, biggest play of the night for Philadelphia. Looks like we got about a minute and 19 seconds of the football game left before we give away these tickets. If you have not dropped the super chat, you want to get your last chance, now is the time to go ahead and do so. If you've done a super chat and you have subbed to both channels, sub to my channel, sub to Josh's channel, whichever one you're watching on, now is a great time to do that because we will check and see before we actually get you the tickets, or else we're going to have to respin during a live show. So don't be that guy that's not subbed to both shows.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. All right. Holding call backs him up. First down at 15. Kennedy Brooks in the game. There's a pass to him on a setup screen. That one's incomplete and falls harmlessly to the ground. It'll be second down at 15. Listen, not been the best night for Philadelphia on either side of the football. A lot of backups, which is obviously, a factor in that. But Tanner McKee, for as sharp as he has been, the first 2 preseason games not as sharp today. And that was kind of the thought process of the Tanner McKee experience in preseason. He wasn't great in training camp. Not like he was lighting it up, but he played well in those first 2 preseason games and won a lot of fans wanted him to be the backup, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case after tonight. Here's a designed play fake. McKee steps up. Here's a deep ball left side for Deion Kane. He lost that one and couldn't get his head around. That one's incomplete.
Looked like a really good throw, actually. Back shoulder right down the sideline. If Kane, it did look like he missed, or he lost it. But if he hadn't lost it there, I mean, that could have been a significant gain. But I agree with you talking about McKee in camp. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of highlights. He comes out and plays. He's playing against third string for the most part in preseason so far. Tonight he had to play against the Colts starters for at least 3 drives, and yeah, not as great. He's had some moments for sure, but that's what you want to see still. You want to get him that experience.
Here's a third down and 15 pass play by McKee. A lot of pressure. He's going to throw right, way out of bounds. That is going to be incomplete. I have a question from someone asking Soul Center, if I could find my mouse there. He gives a $5 entry into our ticket giveaway. How long will the draft take? Asking about our fantasy football draft. Is it timed? It is. It's timed. I don't know if you've done a fantasy draft. 30 seconds. It's going to take an hour probably to do the whole draft. Maybe a little bit longer. Nothing crazy. If you have not signed up for a fantasy football league, let me know in the comments section. We'll get you guys signed up if you drop the $105 Venmo to get the entry fee. Winner is going to get 90% of that. Second place is going to get 10. It's going to be a pretty big pot if you win that league. Josh and I are both in it with chances to win, technically, as the punt goes to the 20. Devin Allen makes a really nice stop there. And we are at 5:37 to go. Very, very soon, we're going to be giving away these tickets. We got to get to the 5-minute mark. We said 5-minute mark in the third quarter. We're almost there.
We are almost.
Frankie B30 with a $5 entry. Looking forward to Chiefs-Eagles rematch. That's going to be a fun game. It's going to be even more fun if they're both good. Like, if they're the 2 best teams in the National Football League, and they're playing each other, and the Super Bowl rematch, and all the storylines, it would be, it could be very fun. Very fun. And that could be a fun one to go to as well up there at Arrowhead Stadium.
That would be a blast, yes. If we're gonna beat them, I don't know, maybe we see them again, I guess, in the Super Bowl. There's a chance. But yeah, it would be nice. It would have been great to have won previously, but if it would also be just kind of cool to beat Andy Reid for once, because we just haven't seemed to be able to do that. So yeah, to kind of knock them off in Arrowhead. But man, that's going to be a gauntlet. We've talked about it a lot. Just that whole schedule. I mean, once you come off the bye, or even possibly before then, but certainly off of that game, it's not getting easy. So I think we're all of the mindset, like, you got to start out fairly well, because I mean, I won't be super concerned, but if we're like a 2-3 or something like that after the
Mm.
first 5 games, that's gonna be like,
Yeah.
whoa, hang on, what's going on here? Like that will be a little bit of the concern. It won't be like sound the alarms, the season's over, but I mean, hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's like a, hey, 5-1, 6-1, whatever. Maybe even undefeated, maybe. But there are some potential games there too. So it can't be a slow start though. I don't think anyway, because of that gauntlet of games. It's just going to be. I feel like it's impossible through the 8-ish game stretch to
Yeah.
go undefeated to the late part of the season, because you just lose some of those, and they're really difficult matchups.
Yeah, it's just going to be crazy when the season actually starts to see how good this football team is. I mean, it truly, like, how great is this team? Because the potential is there, the hype is there, everything seems to be on the side of the Eagles being really good. But you mentioned the roster or the schedule being tough, and it's going to play a factor. 100% going to play a factor. All right, we are back here for the second Minshew drive of this third quarter, and we're about a play or two away from spinning the wheel. So Josh is gonna have that wheel ready. He's gonna share a screen here in a second, and then we're gonna go ahead and spin it and see who's gonna win these tickets. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm pumped.
All right,
Been
Gardner
trying to do
Minshew.
this for a while.
I know. Under center, gonna have 2 tight ends to the near side. First down and 10, 57 seconds to go from the 23-yard line of the Colts. Turn, give. This is gonna be a run. Right side, didn't go that far. Looks like we're gonna be getting ready to spin this wheel. Let's get it set up here.
All right.
Make sure I got a tweet out too, or I'll retweet yours. That way people know what is going on here. Let's go ahead and get that retweet going. All right. Under 5 minutes to go. Let's go ahead and do it. Let me know when you get that thing ready to go. Here's a Minshew pass across the middle. Incomplete. A really good chance there for an interception. Falls harmlessly to the ground as we're ready to go.
Okay. We've got it here. We should be good.
Okay, let's see if we can get the screen share going as well.
Okay.
There it is. All right, make sure I get it on the screen. Okay, let me make sure I have people on there as well. All right, so this is what it looks like. You only see Josh right now. That's okay. As we are going to spin. This is everybody who has entered. As you can see, obviously, where you were at in terms of how many entries you did, whether you were big like David Moore, whether you're small. Let's go ahead and spin it. Who's going to win 2 Eagles tickets to the regular season game of their choice this season? Woo. Are you ready?
It's exciting. Here we go.
Send it.
You ready?
Here we
go. All right. Here we go. And spin.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. It's a big deal. It's the biggest giveaway we've ever done.
Oh, gosh, it is.
The winner is Dave King.
Congrats, Dave.
Dave King. All right. Dave, let's hope Dave's watching right now.
He was earlier. He dropped the super chat of the night. So,
all right.
Congrats, Dave. And question is, he was throwing it out there. Does he go to KC? Does he go to Dallas? We'll see.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Okay, Dave, let us know if you're watching. You got to send me an email, Dave. Send me an email with all your information. ThomasMottShow@gmail.com.
He's here. He commented.
There he is.
Congrats. You did it.
Dave, my man. How about that? Congratulations. You're winning the tickets. That is crazy.
You got 2.
That is crazy.
So, whoever else you're going to take.
Yep, you get 2. Dave, you can DM me on Twitter @RealThomasMott if you want to, or send me an email. Wow. All right. Hey, listen, we appreciate everyone who went ahead and entered into the giveaway. Only have 2. Obviously they're not cheap. We're gonna be doing a lot. We're gonna be doing a lot more giveaways. So be sure to stay tight, and gonna have a lot of winners this season. We're trying to do maybe a giveaway, jersey, hat, T-shirt, whatever it is, but a giveaway a show, at least during the live streams. Dave, man.
Congrats.
Was Dave the one who's going to take his daughter or wife to the game? I don't remember.
I don't know. All I remember is he asked the question of should he drive up to Dallas or go to KC. So.
Right. Send
I
me
don't
an
know.
email, DM me on Twitter, Dave. That's what we need. That way we get your contact information. That way we can make sure that you you know, are going to the game. He says I'm Dave King's son. Is he? You never know. Maybe he'll take you. I don't know.
We got another question or another comment here. You need a date?
Hey, if he
Uh,
does,
I'm sure there's lots of takers if you can't
a
think of someone
lot
else
of
to chill with
takers.
you.
A lot of takers. I'm his
That's
daughter. Never
awesome.
mind. This guy's trying to get it. That's funny. That's funny. All right, Dave, you got to let me know. I'm waiting on that email as Minshew's going to throw an incomplete pass on 3rd down and 8, 2:10 to go here in the third quarter. That's fun. That's fun stuff. You know, it's a bummer that more people can't win. But, you know, two tickets it is. Looks like we're going to be buying some tickets here tomorrow, huh?
Heck yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait.
All right, Dave's trying to figure out where he wants to go.
Yeah,
Not
and if you
sure
need to take
yet.
a little bit of time, it is
Yeah.
understandable. Like, you don't have to email like tonight so that we're getting it. It's obviously a
Yeah.
decision of figuring out. So he's saying,
But you got to get in contact with me so I can get your
for
contact
sure.
information. So
Yes.
if you just send me the email the way I have your email or DM me on Twitter, that would be the way to do it. So hopefully thomasmottshow@gmail.com. I don't think Vanny just dropped a $2. He said Dave is a Cowboy fan. I don't think he is. He says family is diehard Eagles, but the mom grew up in KC. So
There you go.
got to take your pick. Take mom, Dave. Yeah, hey, I took mom last year. Taking mom is very fun, and mom will appreciate it too. Just my 2 cents.
That's a good point. Yep. Took her to the divisional round.
Divisional round. Yep. Divisional round. Vanny, appreciate the $2. All right, Eagles got the ball back as we were doing that. 2:03 to go. Here's a little pitch to Devin Allen. He fell down. Yeah, they're trying on Devin Allen tonight. They are definitely trying to get him the football. You like to see it. You do like to see it.
Gosh, I wish he hadn't slipped. I wanted to see if there was
I know.
pretty good coverage there. Looked like as far as the D being in position to make a play, but still, if he hadn't slipped.
2nd out of 14 now. 2 receivers on either side of this formation from the 25-yard line. Looks like Sermon's still in the game. McKee takes a snap. He's going to throw left. That's going to be caught. I can't see a number there. It's Freddie Swain, new receiver they just signed. It'll be 3rd down and short. Under 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. Not a lot from Jaden Hasselwood tonight. Hadn't done much. He's obviously a cut candidate. They do get 16, 17 players that are going to go on the practice squad. So if you can't, make an active roster on a team with a bunch of receivers, which, the Eagles do, it's going to be tough. They basically have their 5 guys. Hey, make a practice squad, make somebody else's practice squad, and kind of work your way up to be joining the active roster. That's what you got to try and do. McKee takes a snap on 3rd down and 8. Not a lot of people open. He ducks under a rush. Now he's going to throw left to Sermon. He's got a long way to go to get the first down. He doesn't do it. Gets about a yard. And the Eagles are going to let the clock probably run out of the third quarter and go ahead and punt.
Get another look at Siposs.
Yep.
Guy for possibly on the hot seat. And I wonder if McKee, you think his night's done too, or you think he comes back out? I know Ian Book was suggested to play a little bit, so.
I almost feel like they don't give McKee or Book a lot of time. They don't believe in Book. They don't think he's going to make the roster. And, they want to see a little bit more Tanner McKee as we do officially go to quarter number 4. We just got asked who won the tickets. Dave King won the tickets. If you want to rewind, you can watch us spin that wheel. 007 was asking there. Yeah, Dave King did.
Mm-hmm. Congrats to Dave. Now we got to officially decide which game that's going to be, and then get those tickets.
Yep.
That's going to be fun. We got a question here too. How far you think Philly's going to go this year, and do you think Sidney Brown is, or do you think they should start Sidney Brown? Lockopedia. speaking of those tickets, I think at this point it's almost here. Obviously, thank goodness. This fourth quarter is going to be rough. So kudos to you guys sticking around. This is this is the slim pickings of the
I don't know.
backups of the backups.
It might be bedtime. I don't know. It might be early and an early end. We got the ticket giveaway done. I don't know. I feel like it's not exactly the most intriguing third or fourth quarter of my lifetime. That jet lag, man.
I don't blame you.
I wonder how long I could stay awake if I took a Red Bull. I feel like I would die. I would pass away if I took one right now.
Yeah, that I wouldn't recommend it, but it would be interesting to see if that actually. Probably not.
Still waiting for a Dave email. ThomasMacho@gmail.com or Thomas at Real Thomas Mott on Twitter. Make sure you DM. I want to make sure we get in contact the way we get you these tickets. But he obviously knows he won, so no rush there. No rush. But it'd be nice to go ahead and lock that sucker down. You like to see Jason Kelce still practicing or helping people out on the sideline right now. I mean, it's pretty fun to see him with the tablet in hand and trying to get things all figured out on this backup offensive line. There's your sit boss punt.
Oh man.
Well, it's got a good roll.
Okay. It's hard to tell how far that it didn't look like the greatest punt, but they show Jalen Carter in the that is a lot of carrots there as far as the
how much does that chain cost?
Diamonds on his neck. I'm not sure. The bread man is raking. He's about to be raking too. I mean, I can't wait to see him just take on regular season first string. He's done it in joint practices, but that's going to be exciting.
And 4 quarters too, right?
Yeah, and not just like one play or 2 plays as Drake takes the handoff to the left side for 3 yards.
Yes, Xavier. Dave King won the tickets. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. We went ahead and did it. So, yes. There he is. I got the email now.
Nice. Second and 6 for Indy. Take the snap, a handoff again to Drake up the middle for about 2 or 3 yards. And bring up a third and about 5, 3rd and 4. Yeah, it's interesting. Mark Perry says, outside of a surprise too, we have a good idea of who's making the team. I agree. I mean,
yeah.
I think we've seen enough of either guys in preseason action or guys from just training camp and knowledge, or obviously the guys who get held out. That speaks for itself. But yeah, I mean, there's 1 or 2. I think we might feel like a couple surprises as the Colts on 3rd down and shotgun drop off a pass to the left for about 5. It's a first down, but there's a flag now, so maybe coming back. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like I feel like we won't have too many surprises. I agree with Mark. There might be one, but to his point, most of the position groups, it's not even like I don't know. It doesn't feel like in some years past where you have like a really strong competition for a final roster spot or for a positional group or even starters. Saying like, oh, who could it be? I think safety is the one to me where. That's not really a question, I guess, of who's making the roster, but a question of who's going to get that starting job next to Reed Blankenship. I don't know at this point. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it's Terrell Edmonds. It wouldn't surprise me if it's Kayvon Wallace, because he's gotten a lot of first team reps. It wouldn't surprise me as much about Justin Evans that it kind of would, except for he's somehow, some way gotten a lot of first team reps recently, so they appear to like him. Really, the most surprising would probably be Sidney Brown.
Yeah.
But I would love to see it. I think that he's potentially worthy of that, and having his play recognition kind of be peaking or doing a lot better. But I think out of all the safeties, that would probably just be the most surprising. Say, okay, wow, they feel strongly enough. Let's get him in there on week 1. So I'd love to see that. But yeah, just doesn't feel like there's too many surprises.
Yeah, it feels like, it's Justin Evans is probably going to get cut, but the rest of the safeties are probably going to stay. And then all the hype about Kayvon Wallace seemingly has died down a little bit. Blankenship has been really, I think, the storyline of training camp. You can talk about a lot of other players, including a lot of the rookies, but somebody who was by no means guaranteed to have a starting job at all plays a little bit last year, plays well at times, doesn't make any big mistakes, and yet everything we've heard so far is that he went from being an undrafted free agent who was kind of thrust into play this past season to being a leader and a stud on that defense. The amount of hype around this guy, around the ghost, around Reed Blankenship is quite impressive, and I'm really hoping that he lives up to that hype. I think he has a chance to be beloved by Philadelphia Eagle fans, because we always love our safeties, despite the fact of not having a ton of good ones. You count on your one hand the amount of good ones that we've had. But if you could have a really good one who you got for basically free, being undrafted, that'd be very, very exciting.
Definitely would be. I agree.
Whoa, Jackman, Horseman says I think they might go heavy at wide receiver and light at linebacker, at least until Howie can claim a waived or player. Yeah, probably so. That would make sense.
Yeah, that wouldn't be totally shocking.
Dustin Hines says Eagles don't give a rat's blank about score. Howie figured out backups. Yeah, that's obviously what's going on here in the fourth quarter, but you kind of hope that teams run the football a little bit and kind of get this game quickly. That way you have no more injuries to wrap up the final preseason game.
Yeah. Hurry it up, speed it along. We've got lots and lots of guys towards the end of the bench here. Obviously, you got a 4th and 1. You're going to go for it. So, yeah, let's just keep the clock moving.
Good old Texas quarterback Sam Ehlinger, huh?
Hey. Maneuvered for the first down there.
Here you go. What did you make of that Isaiah Simmons trade? Here's the comment there from Naptime. A 7th round pick for the former 8th overall pick from the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are tanking for Caleb Williams harder than anyone I've ever seen. And it's blatantly obvious, but not a bad pickup for the Giants.
Yeah, great pickup for that. There's slowly as Colts make a pretty big play there. And Kayvon Wallace is seeming to stay down. Hopefully he's okay. Couldn't tell on that one. Maybe just slow to get up. But no, yeah, to your point, it's like the trade, anytime you can get a former first rounder for a 7th round pick, absolutely. Like sign me up for that. And the fact that, there were rumors initially of maybe the Eagles being interested in Simmons and making a trade for him. So to see him go to a division rival for that price, it's not you don't love to see it, I guess. But I just question too. It's like we got Jonathan Gannon there with what all has happened to the Cardinals so far, and there doesn't appear to be a whole lot of like, oh, let's try to win, to your point of tank for Caleb Williams or whoever it's going to be. But I don't know. I guess, again, kudos to the Giants, because I think they have a good defensive unit, and you just add another guy. I guess the question too is like, is he going to play safety? Is he going to play linebacker? Because he was previously there and the Cardinals moved him to safety, but now they don't have him. So I don't know. There's some question marks, but the potential is there. I think that Simmons can play, it's kind of hit or miss at times with him, but you get him in the right system, add him to that group. I don't know. I don't like to see it for us though personally, because I think it's a pretty good signing for that price.
You do wonder what do you do with Kyler Murray if you're really going to tank for Caleb Williams? Unless the idea is to tank
Yeah.
to be able to trade the pick that gets Caleb Williams, where you could get a boatload from some other team coming up in the draft. But they have Kyler Murray. Murray's coming off of a torn ACL. He's obviously struggled at times with the Arizona Cardinals. Is the team going to want to take a chance on him in a trade? What are you going to get in return? It feels like it's bad days to be a Cardinal fan. Let's just put it that way. I would hate to be a Cardinals fan, knowing I have no hope going into this season, and
It's
honestly,
a little bit
less
rough.
than hope.
Yeah, just a bit. Oh man, look at that play.
There's
Is that
pick.
Maddox Williams?
It is. Can he get all the way? No, he stepped out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there you go. You got to score there, but there you go. A little pick as the Eagle players.
Good play. Good play.
Them.
That was Colts marching down to score. I'm a little surprised maybe by the lack of speed. I kind of thought like, oh, that's a pick six, and
almost
at least
dropped
he's able
it
to catch
too.
it.
Okay, good play there. Eagles sideline likes that.
For anybody else holding out on a, yeah.
Who's your
kind
first
of
play? That's crazy.
Anybody holding out on your backdoor cover? There's life.
There's a little bit of life. There's a little bit of life. Not a ton, but there is a little bit of life.
Yeah, I guess it'll be interesting to see if there's any other moves, because I like we say, I don't think we're going to be too shocked about what the Birds do for roster spots or positional battles. Maybe a couple as far as like starting positions, but as we know, Howie is Howie, so it's not improbable to think that someone gets added, but
yeah, it just
would
feels
be pretty
like
shocking.
It feels like they're pretty confident in the roster that they have. It feels like they're okay with it. Flipping the Bird says, who won the contest? It was David King. David King won the contest.
Yep.
He is going to get those.
Congrats to Dave.
Those tickets. Big congrats to David King.
Matthew says Eagles 4.5 is on the line. Great teams cover. That's true.
That's true.
Good teams win. Great teams cover. That is true.
Hanging out with somebody who's got that 4.5, trying to make sure that the cover happens. We're going to see if that happens here. Of course, they're showing the last repeat champion in the NFC East in 2004. They're trying to make that case for why the Eagles won't win it, but what are you going to do?
Surely it'll get broken. Surely this is the year.
Surely this is the year. Giants have won the division since 2011. That's crazy to think about.
Gosh.
That's a long time.
That's a really long time.
Soul Sinner says, I'm in on fantasy draft. Have you Venmo'd Soul? I don't know if you have. I didn't get a notification. No, I gotta get a notification. Venmo me. Still Tanner McKee, huh? Nope, Ian Book.
Ian Book, yep.
Philadelphia's favorite, man. They love him. They love him. Love him.
Oh, that guy. I'm interested to see if he can complete a few more passes than the previous action in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Gonna take the snap and throw a pass. All right, that wasn't too bad.
He completed one.
Left to Swain.
Swain's had a couple of catches tonight.
He has. He's got a few targets. I was curious too if he's like, in addition, just to kind of help get through this game.
Right. Nope. Another catch for a first down.
Left side to Swain again.
Couple passes for me in Book, huh? He looks a little more confident, I'd say. A little more confident.
Yeah, good for him. He was running for his life in Baltimore, so better start already.
Literally for his life.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Sack. Kareem. Was that Johnson with the sack allowed?
Looked like it, yep. Good Fletcher Cox interview here. I'm listening to that a little bit as we get to the bottom days of, or the bottom minutes of this game. Talk about Kobe Dean in the green dot, being the leader of this defense. It'd be very fun to see how quickly he kind of figures things out during the regular season.
Yeah, I think he's going to be great. Obviously, very, very small sample size from playing in Cleveland, but I think he looked pretty good, showed the instincts. Get him in for full game action. I can't wait to see it.
All right, looks like we got all right, did you Sinner? Did you put Sinner? I need your email. Put the email on your Venmo comments so I can get you signed up. I'll get you put in my league. I got the 105 though. Michael, send me reply in the just in the comments of the Venmo. And I'll get you sent in. Fourth down. Come on, Ian.
Oh, there's a flag, though. There's a flag. It looks like Akil Trentz has missed most of the game. How did Eli Ricks play? He played really good. If I'm giving out a game ball, honestly, like to a defender, I probably got to go Ricks. I mean, he had several pass breakups. He was in position just about every single play. So, there's, like we mentioned, there hasn't been a whole lot to write home about with this game. Kind of a slower, not too dramatic. But defensive side of the ball, I think if anyone's helped their stock the most, certainly with Rick, or certainly with the defense, it's Ricks. He played really well.
Looks like the Eagles are gonna go for it again on 4th down and 2 here after the ineligible man downfield.
Okay, let's see it.
In field goal range to make it a 1-score game. I'm gonna run it.
Wow. Well.
No.
Okay.
Oh! I thought he didn't get it. Wow.
Well, that's great.
Turnover run down. Stop the clock.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Almost
to go.
there.
I gotta get Sol to send me his email on the Venmo. Come on, Sol. Give me that email so I can get you invited.
Yeah, it'd be interesting too to see if anybody's like played their way into, you always think about like special teams action, right? And Sean Bradley injury, Zach McPherson, some guys that kind of some special teams aces, or at least playing typically well. Any of those guys will play into a spot. I mean, there's the talk or potential of Ben Van Sumeren. I mean, he's made a lot of tackles and he's got a lot of athleticism, but it's like he's not really a solution as far as linebacker goes, even if, for some reason he was pressed into needing to play a little bit.
Right.
I think he's too raw there, but maybe something.
Looks like we got the 29th is your cut day, so you have 5 more days until they're going to go ahead and cut this roster down, and it's going to be fascinating. And they're going to make a bunch of cuts, and then they're going to make a bunch of signings, and it's going to be a very, very interesting week next week. And then you're going to have game week. You have a cut week next week, game week the following week, and a chance to go 1-0. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think Ricks will be on special teams. JK says that right there. That seems to be the thought process there.
Yep, I could see that. All right, 5 minutes.
Al Michaels just said there's no overtime in preseason. He's ready to get out of here. He's definitely ready to get out of here.
Yeah, this was the warm up to get ready for the season.
I guess so.
Some interesting points for the first part of it.
I wonder what Kirk Herbstreit's first college football call is going to be. What's his first Saturday night game? Question. I don't know.
I'm not sure either, actually.
There's Ringo on a stop. He's played a lot, man. I mean, I don't. He's a work in progress. I think he's gonna need a big year 1 to year 2 jump in order to kind of turn some heads here.
I agree. Yeah, I think, but he's got a ways to go, and that's obviously what the staff knows, and the reason for selecting him is, he's going to be a work in progress, but he's got a lot of potential. He's super young. He just turned 21, so
right.
There's plenty of time.
Very young.
Oh, come on! You got to make that sack.
Sacks?
A long pass down and of course that's caught too. Wow, by Huntley.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's a meaningless game, but you still hate to see him be able to get out of that.
Or get pass interference and not have to accept it. Who had him dead to rights? Jeez, it's amazing that some of these you lose Anthony Richardson in that situation. You understand it because that's 6'4". You lose Sam Ehlinger in that situation. You're like, okay, well, not a good look.
No.
That was Ben Van Sumeren guarding the running back there. Wow, what a catch! What a catch!
That's a great catch.
I guess you could stop on the run. That was not bad. All right, about three minutes to go. Let's start wrapping at least up in terms of talking about what's next. Obviously, we just mentioned that your cuts are in 5 days. They will have a couple of practices. They're not technically training camp practices. Training camp's over. I mean, this is kind of the end of training camp for Philadelphia. But they will have a couple more practices. They will try to stay healthy as possible, and get ready for the Patriots, who they shouldn't be good. But when Bill Belichick has a lot of time and he has a good defense, could there be a letdown in that first game? Sure. I just don't see it happening. It feels like it should be one of those games where A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, they ball out of their minds. 2 touchdowns for each of them, or two touchdowns for one of them, another, 31-17. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. But it's the first game. You saw what happened against the Detroit Lions the first game this past season. The Eagle offense played great, defense played terrible. So, it's really hard to know what you're going to get from that first game. There's jitters, there's bad conditioning. The Eagles offense will have not played. The defense, most likely, the starters will have not played. As we saw in tonight's game, no one really played from that group. It's going to be very interesting to see how quickly they can burn off rust after really only playing against each other and then a couple of joint practices.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you because it's the starters' first time first legit action for like real game speed, because the joint practices are something, but they're not not the full I don't know, the full effect of actually playing in a game. So I'm not super concerned though. I think to your point, you kind of bring up the fact that like there's potential, I don't know, hiccups, or you might run into something as far as Belichick being prepared or just ready to do something there. But I really think that we'll be fine. I mean, just the squad that we have, the depth that we have. I don't know necessarily that I'll say it's going to be, in my mind anyway, it's going to be as smooth as like what we might hope for. I don't know, mid-season form. Like there might be some things. It's like, okay, really, you got to be kidding me. Like just some boneheaded plays or some mistakes or whatever. It might not be the cleanest game, but I think ultimately there's just too much talent on the roster. Not to say on any given day any team can beat any team,
right?
But I think it would be a huge surprise if we ended up losing that game, even with the magnitude of it being Tom Brady Day and all the hype from regular season opener, things like that. I think there's too much for this squad. I think we'll be all right.
Tom Brady Day, man. Jeez. That'll be interesting. Interesting to see at least, Interesting to see at least.
Yeah, there's probably more, I imagine more diehards, more excitement, obviously, with that game. And that's the only thing that I just, I guess dislike or hate more is the fact that it is that, because you just wonder, like, okay, is there more hype for the game, or is there more excitement involved? But yeah, I still think it'll be all right.
I don't think Soul's going to send his email. Hopefully he'll do it in the morning. Got about, 5 more slots open, I think, in the Fantasy Football League. So if you want to... Oh, I think he just sent it.
Sweet.
There it is. All right, I'm going to get him sent. Let's see here.
Yeah, Nap Time says Zeke's going to run a lot because he always good against us, and hope the D-line's ready. I do too. I mean, it's a fair point. Zeke's obviously going to be, I think, motivated regardless because he's actually on a team. He's on a roster. He's got a chance to do something, prove that he still has it. So I feel like if we're going to see whatever we're going to see from Zeke this year, I feel like it'll probably be his best week 1. Now, if he can stay healthy, whatever. But I think the D-line will be all right. I think it'll be better than last season. Yes, they're going to have to be able to be ready for a heavy dose of run because you have him and Stevenson to spell each other. So that'll be tough. It'll be a difficult matchup. But, I think they'll be ready. And certainly if we get up on them, I mean, I think at that point it's definitely over because it doesn't scare me with Mac Jones trying to make a comeback and you're not really running the football as much. Right. But it's a fair point. Yes. I mean, if we're questioning or wanting to see anything from the D-line, I think that all of us would probably agree it's more so the run stopping or the run stopping ability versus the pass rush, because the pass rush, we kind of know what it is. So.
Right. All right, 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go, and then off to bed for both of us. And what's been a preseason game. Let's say that. It's been a preseason game.
Yeah, the preseason game of all preseason games. I think this has been the most preseason-ish game out of all of them.
I think so, too. Still a lot of fans at the stands. A lot of fans still enjoying it. You might go to your first Eagle game. Might be preseason. Hey, got to have some fun.
Yeah. Get some autographs, too. I know several of the guys, including the Breadman, was given autographs beforehand. So that's kind of cool.
Nicely done.
Now, I can't hear. You might be able to hear this, but they're pulling up the graphic of best chance to win the Super Bowl.
Yep. Bengals.
I'm not
sure. Number 1. 14%.
I don't know what percent this is. Is this off of like some sort of analytics
PFF
or something? But okay, PFF. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't see anything on the graphic, so I was wondering.
10% chance for Philadelphia. I got the Bengals a better
Okay.
percent chance than the Chiefs. 14% to 12%. That's pretty crazy.
That is.
All right, let's see what the Eagles do here. I would assume you're not going to burn timeouts. Doesn't seem like something you would want to do.
No, it's not worth it. Surely not.
All right, 0-3 in the preseason is what it is. A lot of cuts happening. Most people on the football field right now are probably going to be cut. Ian Book, Swain, Kennedy Brooks, you know.
We got the draw though. Don't discredit the draw.
True. Very, very true. Ian Book 6 for 6 tonight though. Hey. You can't
okay.
You can't hate on that. 7 for 7 now.
He's looked better, but sadly I don't think this is doing anything for Ian.
Not enough. Oh, the Eagles do burn a timeout. How about that? Thanks, you guys.
Come on. Just let it run.
Just let it run. All right, we can probably get close to wrapping up here. What do you got going on tomorrow? You got anything fun going on?
Not a whole lot, honestly.
Show?
Regular, work stuff. Hoping to get a show up. We'll see. It's busy work related this time of year. So I don't know. I'm hopeful, but it's we try to do as much as we can. Obviously, kudos to you to getting the show up today. That was a big one with the Jonathan Taylor. Curious to see if anything comes from that. I guess if we hear anything extra, but it'll be a shock, quite honestly, if anything does Eagles related for JT. But I don't know. We'll see. Hoping to get one up. Just time depending. But what about you?
Understand about that. Yeah, we're trying to go ahead and get one up. Friday, chill out, hang out. Not much going on. Should be fun. As I think Ian Book's gonna try and finish this game with a perfect passer rating of 9 for 9. I think 48 seconds to go. Another timeout. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, this game is virtually over. I think it's time to go ahead and wrap things up here. Listen, we appreciate everyone watching. We appreciate everyone, obviously, who did an entry into the ticket giveaway. Congrats to David King. Gonna let me know which one he picks tomorrow. It's gonna be very, very fun, and we're obviously gonna be back next Wednesday for the Wednesday Link Live, where we go ahead and pick. We go ahead and break down, the cuts. That's gonna be cut day. We're gonna have a bunch of fun on that one. So be sure to tune in and subscribe for that one, and of course, play more shows as well.
And we'll see everybody Sunday. So Sunday for the draft.
That's right, for the draft. We're going to be live for that one as well. 27-13. Eagles lose this 1-0-3 the playoffs, and we'll have plenty more stuff happening on these two channels next couple of days and weeks. Josh Davis and Thomas Mott, we sign off. See you guys in the next one.
We'll see you.